Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and our wide and vast audience to Mayhem on Mandril, Part 3 slash Act 3, Tales of the Revolution, Episode 38, where we find our intrepid band of heroes still in the Feywild, plotting what course of action they will proceed with. We left off with a number of loose ends slash things to tidy up. There were blood tests. Dampier was murdered and buried. It was a thing. But there are other things happening. Vitris has been appeased with the most excellent of pastries cooked up by Petrus and Grumble, who separately off screen were rolling their hearts out, trying to get higher than an 18. Oh boy, a notification. Let's mute my phone. Outside of that, what else happened? What even happened? Because I moved all the to-do list stuff over here. There was a talk with Danuk about Primus. The
Yep.
teleportation amulet was worked on. We continued interrogations and we're awaiting the arrival of the elves, who Danuk says prophetically will arrive on Tuesday,
Lieu-
August 10th.
Lieutenant, what's his name? Got in a lot of trouble.
Lieutenant, what's his name, did get in a little bit of trouble for being confrontational during the blood tests. They have since been probably restructured, and I can wait until Brendan is here to do them. Where should we have them? Just off the main road outside, like here? Just, I guess you probably shouldn't do it too close to, maybe just dead in the center of camp, just surrounded by people and guards. Because the problem is private sanctum causes an issue where you can't see out of it, so, or hear out
You
of it.
you can't see out of it?
Yes. That's one of the big major problems Private Sanctum has caused, is it is a murky thing that dark vision cannot see. I'm pretty sure it works both ways. Unless I reread the spell. Blah blah blah. Oh, when you cast a spell, you decide what sort of Oh, you're kidding. Oh my gosh. These spells have too many damn words in them.
So true, Kane.
Yeah. Well, then that's actually your call. Do you want it to be invisible? Do you want it to have sound? Because then you have to decide that. Oh, no wonder this is so freaking confusing. I'm not even supposed to decide any of that. It's supposed to be you. All right, well, let's iron that out. What does the private sanctum look like? What conditions are you adding to the barrier on the edge? Because it can complicate things.
I mean, the only thing that we just wouldn't need because people are going in and out is the dark vision thing.
But do you want it
So,
to even be a visible barrier or like lightly visible, like a light shimmer?
yeah, we could do a light shimmer.
Okay, and then let sound pass through it?
Yeah, because
Okay,
we were using a few. So, like,
correct.
at any point, you need to communicate between them.
Correct. Yeah, all right, cool. At least we got that ironed out. Dang, that's annoying. Okay. That, like, it just makes everything so complicated because I was operating under the assumption that that was a built-in thing, which now it
We can
necessarily
just
wasn't.
we could just say that we had it set up like that.
Yeah,
And then when we had that incident that made us wake up and go like, oh, okay, so we need to modify this a little bit so we can hear out of
yeah,
it.
I mean, yeah. Either way, Thorn will probably be set up somewhere in the center, or off by the rocks at one of the corners here with a little station where people can come up and have a few guards next to him to make sure nothing goes crazy this time. And that way it's in the camp, not really too isolated from anyone. Outside of that, though, we left off Friday night. I intend to pick up on Saturday. Is Magic Mansion Day, is that every week on the weekend? And if so,
No,
what day? Okay, so we're not doing Magic Mansion this week?
no, it's specifically a reward.
Okay, got it. All good. That just makes things easier as well. In which case, what's actually on the docket is continued interrogations, finishing up the blood tests. Stuart's going to have the teleportation amulet tonight. The elves are returning on Tuesday. Has Siobhan told anyone about the Raven, which is Saluna?
Huh?
Didn't she tell them already? I thought she did.
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't have it written down.
Yeah, I
She
think I thought she
Did
did.
she tell Malachi but not Osnick, or?
No, I think
She
I
said that
remember
there's
there
like
was
a dangerous entity around, right? And that's why we have these
that's why
walls.
we started putting
Yeah.
up more protections. Yeah.
Okay. That is important. All right. I just want to make sure I have that written down. Okay.
Yeah, because then we started debating like, should we be worried about that? And we said we'll take it one step at a time.
Okie dokie. All right. The first order of business, because otherwise I'm pretty much gearing up to head right to Tuesday outside of any other odd tasks we need. But of course, to do that, I need Brendan because Sable. Um, the main thing that I have that's probably important for you is Danuk has your thing. Because remember, I said I would give you your news based on what you requested, and you requested a teleportation circle. So, Saturday afternoon, if no one else has anything that's pressing on the docket, I have some other notes written down for interrogations and blood tests, but it's really not that critical. This is the only other major thing. Y'all ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. Daniel's going to find you. Where are you at 12 p.m. on Saturday afternoon?
By you mean all of us, or who specific?
Malachi, but generally, Danuk is looking for Malachi.
Midday, I'd say with the magic school.
Okay. Are you like in school participating?
Just I guess I'm also like working on some stuff too.
Mm-hmm. But you're present in the schoolroom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Danuk is gonna fly into one of the windows and not so subtly look at you.
I'll just speak to him in Draconic just in case it's sensitive.
Okay, just like quietly off to the side.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Says, I apologize. It took me as long as it did, but I have your deal. Although this is more of a gift. I don't think it's exactly what you wanted, but it's what I could get you. From his rear claw, he pulls out a folded scroll and lays it on the table.
I investigate the scroll.
Doesn't appear to be. Well, investigate how? You want to roll an investigation check, or?
I'm examining it, looking at it.
Okay. It is a golden scroll, not like a pure gold color, but the parchment has a specific shine to it. It's not tattered. The edges are perfect, seamless, no evidence of cutting or tampering. It's folded in a perfect circle. The ribbons that bind it on its sides are folded, again, perfectly. They wrap it tightly, and there are two small, seemingly metal caps on its end securing it. And then in the center is the seal of an eye.
Is that seal the symbol of Primus?
Roll religion.
And
One could surmise that, although you're not familiar with it specifically. If you recall your interaction with the Madrons, they all had a certain number of eyes, and sight was a very common theme with all of this, as Primus being a watcher. One mechanical eye.
So, thank you. And is this scroll of a spell that I know? Is it even a spell scroll at all?
It is not a spell scroll. It is. The word I was given is blueprint. It's not something that translates perfectly from the plane of Mechanus. There are designs from Primus and from other artificers that he delegates. They draft their plans on sheets of paper, often blue, with elaborate text, sometimes magical. What this is a manual for how to construct what you need.
Oh, this is excellent. Thank you. It's written in a language I can understand and everything?
Are you unfurling the scroll? Because there's no text on the outside. You have to break the seal and unfold it and take its caps off.
Yeah, I will.
All right. As you unseal the scroll, it appears that there is a script you've never seen before, yet somehow when reading it, you comprehend. Across it are measurements, specifications, parts, gear systems, equations. Some of this looks like math using symbols you're not entirely familiar with, but you seem to understand that what it's telling you is ratios, parts, and every now and again some magical elements crop up, such as it needing essentially the equivalent of an arcane focus to power it.
Question. Is it that I was able to somehow read it because it makes itself readable, or is it because of my ability where I can read all language?
That's a great question. Would you even know the answer to that?
Well, I assume my power would kind of activate when.
Passively, yes.
Yeah.
But what that would mean is you don't necessarily have a way of knowing if you're the only one who can read this, or if the text is somehow magical and becomes readable to all.
That's sort of why I was wondering.
You would probably need to show it to someone else to learn that information.
I'm just going to cast message and call Asnik over.
As he stops writing on the board, he says, 1 second, students. Just make sure you take that down. I'll be right back. Catch up on those notes. Yes?
Just, I don't mean to bother you.
Not at all.
Going to. Are you able to read this? Unmagically. Do not try to translate it. Just, I want to see if this is, if it translates itself.
Well, I've never seen this script before, but I think I do understand it. Yes, measurements, numbers, specifications, parts. Yes, I can read it.
All right, well, that's fortunate. I suppose I can talk to Steward, and he probably won't have a problem reading this either.
That's a quite intricate design. Do we have what we need to construct such a thing?
I'm wondering just as much if we have the time to.
How ironic. Yeah, so Danuk says, unfortunately, this is the best that I could offer. Being that our other option was to essentially lose a year of time in the blink of an eye, I figured that wouldn't be a preferable alternative.
No, it specifically is not.
Indeed. But unfortunately, Primus is not physically able to operate outside of his own imperative, meaning that would have been the only alternative.
Well, truthfully, at least with this we do have a leg up. We are now a little richer than we were before.
Indeed.
So, thank you, Danuk, and if there's anything else we need to know, please let us discuss it swiftly.
Indeed. If I have anything else to tell, you shall be of the first to hear it. All right, and he flies off. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle. All right, can I go back to teaching?
Yeah, he can. I'm looking at the scroll. Is this for a teleportation circle, or?
This is for a permanent teleportation circle. The way that this works isn't completely foreign to you. Some of the mechanisms are a little strange. It has to be extremely precisely engineered because the magical elements that it uses as its power source and essentially as its tuners need to be up to very, 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 very specific essentially margins of errors, tiny, tiny margin of errors. And it talks about that in some of the descriptive text. The arcane focus is the biggest thing, is you need some form of crystal, gem, or diamond to power this thing that can be crafted into an arcane focus that has a rod at its base, and then several alignment pillars they're referred to that will essentially tune that focus so that it will function as its own teleportation circle, so that people who are teleporting to it are actually teleporting to the focus, which is the power source. And that's why it's going to work outside of a standard teleportation circle, which uses ritual sigils. This is actually going to be teleportation via associated object. But tuning the properties of that object so it can't be mistaken for any other object in the entire universe is a difficult process to get foolproof. It is possible. What's your passive investigation?
Don't even worry about it.
Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything else.
I think it's like 10.
Yeah, it's 10. So I'll leave it at that.
I'll take it to Steward. But I had also spoken with. I'm going to stop by the tent, Malik and Vespola, because they
Okay.
knew about this deal as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to update them.
Okay.
We now have the means of constructing a permanent teleportation circle to, the archives.
Fascinating.
Excellent. So,
Mm-hmm.
how exactly is that going to work?
Well, I'm going to talk to Stewart and see what else we can. If he can help us come up with some more concrete steps, but as it is, we don't have much time.
I see. So it's something we need to physically make.
Perhaps, again, I just read the scroll as much as you did, so I would suggest talk to Stewart first before I give any input.
All right. Sounds like a plan. All right. You taking it to Steward?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Excellent. Steward is deep in the midst of tinkering with the teleportation amulet. Are you walking into the tent of the Sorcerers of Mayhem?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Not even looking at you, but hearing you enter, he says, "If you've come about the amulet, it's not ready yet, but it will be by tonight, I assure you."
It's wonderful. I also have something to contribute to your efforts.
Is that so?
If you wouldn't mind taking a look at this.
What is...
I suspect you'd be intrigued by this.
I am intrigued by this. What is this? Where did you get this?
It is a boon. Let us leave it at that.
I didn't hear you. What did you say? Ask Trevor.
It is a boon.
A boon. Okay. Most interesting. Let's see this construct. This is fairly complicated. The materials required to make such a thing we certainly do not have on hand, at least not to manufacture them. The raw materials may be so. Most curious. This is something.
How long do you
Master
estimate
architect.
it should take?
Well, assuming we had the parts, constructing it actually wouldn't be too difficult. The assembly seems fairly simple. The more complicated part would be the manufacture.
All right. Can I suggest something?
You may.
If we were able to take the long way about, and I can at least show you all, perhaps by using the encode thoughts method and allow you to have seen it yourself. Would it be easier? There might be more expensive and valuable materials in the archives themselves that we could use to construct it there.
That could certainly work. The arcane focus that this would require would be quite expensive. Were there similar gems or diamonds available in the archives?
There was certainly gold.
Well, that actually isn't useless. Many of these parts could likely be manufactured with it, but of course we would need an elaborate setup, unless there are other means. There is a spell. You may be familiar with it. It is not one I myself can cast, although I envy those who can. It is called Fabricate. Are you familiar with it?
Hmm.
You are familiar with it?
That's not what the guy in Shadowfell casted it.
Fabricate? No, I don't think so. What did he cast? No, he was casting like major illusions. He was an illusory wizard. School of what do you call those guys?
Illusory with it, but
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was like either create food or something because I remember it was actually
He did that too. He had a bunch of stuff. He had some creation, but most of his specialty was in illusions.
okay.
They can like make their illusory wizards can make their illusions like tangible
This is true.
for
This is true.
a duration.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, no, I'm not. I've read about it, but I'm not familiar with it myself.
I wouldn't be very surprised if Vitris himself used such a thing. Those mechanical contraptions he has strutting about, you haven't seen any any such facility designed to manufacture those, have you? We're sitting on a farmland. There's no forge, no smeltery. There's nothing of the sort. I wouldn't be surprised if he was simply pulling iron straight from the rock, using it to generate little clumps, and then coming back once the iron has been separated with that spell to make his own sheets of iron. Now, he would still have to be largely competent in the construction of such things, but if we could do something similar, these parts would be accessible to us in a matter of seconds.
Hmm.
Particularly because all of their specifications are written down to the millimeter.
I'm. I hesitate. I hesitate to ask favors of Vitrix at this time. If we can do things outside of.
I don't blame you. But unless you could learn the spell yourself, typically it's something only wizards have been able to master.
Hmm.
Perhaps Osnek.
Well, in the meantime, let's keep working on the amulet, and
Indeed.
best bet for now.
I will think through other options. In the meantime, shall I take care of this? And then he puts his hand on the scroll as he gently folds it up.
It's Can I insight check him again?
Yeah. You just can't trust this guy.
No. It's a 13.
He's a little possessive.
Stuart, while I do trust you, considering the means by which I obtained this,
Boo.
I think it's best if I hold on to it.
Very well.
Thank you.
All right. He gives you back the scroll. Okie dokie. Well. Dun dun dun. All right, Brendan is texting. He says, "Don't wait. Don't worry, buddy. We didn't. Only for a little bit. However, comma. I need him to type faster so I can figure out what time it is. I just watched some guy roll his ankle walking to the field. Oh boy. Maybe I'm going to get my wish. Maybe this is going to be the worst big game ever. Okay.
What does he mean to the field? Is he outside?
No, I think he means like when they were walking out at the start of the game and he was just jogging out. He rolled his ankle, which is crazy.
Oh.
That would be the wildest thing ever. Anyway, we don't care about the big game here. So, moving on. All right, here's the deal, right? It's Friday afternoon. We're pretty much ticking off most of our boxes that we have. A lot of the little things I have are for Brendan, minus the only other thing I have of note would be interrogations are wrapping up, and you've pretty much worked through everyone. Here's what I'll say. Every now and again, there's a few people who, on the question, do you have any issues with our leadership, say yes. Most of the time when people say that, it's like, I don't like my captain, or I don't know if I have a good idea of what we're doing and would just like more clarity. But they're not like malicious or suspicious. The only one that was notable is Nero Pulcher, who is, I believe, gosh, what unit is he in? He's from Königgreek. I know that. You can tell by his name. He's a master sergeant, so he's a competent guy, and he's in Leo, which is the unit run by the other Leonin, Ferris Umbar, I think. He said he does have issues with leadership. When pressed to elaborate, he said, I would not like to elaborate. And so he didn't. Detecting thoughts didn't super work on him. He had a incredibly high mental fortitude. So, you don't really know what's up with him. Other than that, pretty much everyone is chill. So, would you like to do anything with that information?
I don't know.
All right.
I guess we should probably interrogate him further.
It's just the one Leonin guy.
It's
who's
not.
a real ship.
It isn't. It's a master sergeant who's in Ferris Umbar's legion, his unit.
He's a human. He's in the Leo unit.
Correct.
Well, how about we just call him to the tent?
To the big boy tent? To the Malik Vesper tent?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. It is allowed. All right, we doing this now?
We don't have any like sensitive documents out, right?
No.
If we do, we'll put them away.
Yeah, that's an easy fix. All right, I want this guy to have like a slightly different color. Yeah, here you go, Nero. Get your own color. All right, you calling him in?
Yeah.
Are you here, Malachi, or is this a Malik Vesper thing?
He can be here if he wants to.
I'll tag along, but I won't really say much. I'm just going to be there as a
witness and emotional moral support.
No, I'm intending to subtle spell detect thoughts.
Okay. So, all right. Upon being summoned, Nero walks in and goes, "Sirs," and salutes in the standard Königgreek salute, which I don't know what it is, but we can make that up later.
All right, so I'm gonna subtle spell him and just get surface thoughts while they're talking.
Yep. Malik's gonna let Vesper take the lead if you're okay with that.
And oh crud! It detects thoughts concentration spell. I think it is.
Good question. Don't remember.
It is. So I can't hex him. Okay.
Okay.
So we've heard that you had some problems. It wouldn't elaborate on them during the Zone of Truth interrogation. We would just like to hear your thoughts directly.
Well, sir, I would never defy my commanders. I have reservations. I will not speak them openly. All right, Malachi, you're getting, he's a little annoyed. You can't tell if it's at the interrogation, or at you, or at anyone specifically. He's a little annoyed.
From where I'm in the back of the room, I'm just kind of like whispering under my breath and like communicating whatever I read.
Okay, got it. He hasn't elaborated anything past that.
So you can understand how that would be concerning for us. If you're not comfortable sharing, I can understand that, but we would like to know if you pose any sort of, if there's any sort of issues that we need to work out here.
Well, not exactly. If I actually have permission to speak freely, I will.
Of course.
I'm not exactly happy with the direction things have taken. After entering this place, the Feywild, everything has been heightened. My senses have been stronger, but I also feel incorrect. I've seen many men in my unit change differently. Their behavior has become more erratic, more intense. Aspects of their personality, which were once barely observable, are now core traits. Let me think of some examples here. I'm in Unit Leo. I'm under Pharaohs, who is a little loud at times. That's a great example. Somehow he's gotten louder and more obnoxious. Horn, who is a sergeant, used to have trouble with timeliness, oversleeping. Now he's become almost completely impossible to pull out of his bed. I can't help but wonder if these things are compounding. In addition to that, I don't really feel satisfied in my station or like I'm achieving anything of any substantial worth, and I'm questioning what exactly the direction of this force as a whole is. Essentially questioning both to what end we are in this place, which seems to be sucking the souls out of my compatriots, and what the end of this endeavor is in general, sirs. It's getting a little angry. No, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's understandable. I have felt some strangeness from this realm as well. Ultimately, we're here because it's somewhere where we're safe from the enemy.
So
for
we're
now.
hiding now.
Not exactly.
He crosses his arms and stands up straight. He wants a better answer from you.
You must understand we're very small compared to the Lucine army, and I understand that you were all essentially on the run constantly when you were operating out of Lucine, and
We were
It just
always on the
felt-
move. We weren't always on the run. Malik ensured that we stayed largely one step ahead of any opposition. We had several formations that were designed to distract, tamper, and generally create disarray in the Lucine army structure, who has very, very procedural responses to our attacks that they likewise had to update. We weren't on the run until the very end. And the reason we were on the run is because everything became more intense when he showed up. And then he looks at Malachi.
Well, that's when Malachi will speak up. So, Nero, what was your intention? Where did you see the force heading? To what end?
I wanted us to actually deal damage to the enemy, sir. More
Yes, but
importantly,
what-
I wanted to avenge my fallen brothers.
Yes. But in the grand scheme, were you doing more damage to the enemy or to the Lucine people?
What's the difference?
Well, I think there, until you can figure that out, I'm not quite sure why you're having difficulty understanding.
Sir, in times where evil shows its face. There are those who rise to oppose it, and those who stand complacent or indifferent. And if there are members who have aligned themselves with evil under the guise of indifference or ignorance, it does not absolve them from that responsibility of fighting, resisting, and opposing that evil. I don't think there's any justification that those people who we were threatening have. Many of them joined us because they woke up. The others, by refusing, chose to stay loyal to the enemy. And likewise, they are the enemy.
You know, I think what we have here is a simple issue of not understanding scale. And so, yes, as a grassroots hero, I completely understand what you're talking about. But would you have been fully prepared to deal with a dragon?
No, sir, I don't think many of us would.
Exactly. And again, as you were burning these fields in rebellion, do you think Xerxes was terribly frightened or concerned?
He was certainly affected. I've participated in sieges. Small ones. More importantly, sir, I've read hundreds of years of military doctrine stretching back throughout Königgrieg's history. I don't know if you're aware, but before the kingdom Lucine was even conceived, Königgrieg was a series of cities run by one large city-state, which is Königgrieg as it stands today. We were an empire, sir. And the way that we maintained, the way that that empire was maintained was through a very specific military doctrine, one which we were engaging in, the principle of sieging. And the first stage of any siege in the Königgrieg textbook is attacking food supply, which will prepare you.
Mr. Pulcher, and please understand me when I say this. As I walked through Lucine, as we traveled, and I saw the people of Lucine, the people I am sworn to protect, as I saw them hurt and damaged by some of your actions, truthfully, the army, as it were, I don't think I could stand that. I understand your battle tactics. I understand the importance of it. It's true, surely. And perhaps I look at Vesper. Perhaps it is worth talking about getting him into more high-level conversations. He seems to have a lot to offer. But I want to encourage you, Mr. Pulcher, to think beyond what has been done simply in the past. There must be a new way. Because I will not fight for Lucine only to lose Lucine.
All right, Malik speaks up. Okay, are you keeping going, or because otherwise he was going to cut you off?
No, I was going to say, as it stands, we are not here hiding. This is a moment where we are gaining new skills. We are preparing ourselves to return and be even more effective. I would think that someone with your acumen would be aware of that, to notice that. And it is true that this is a perilous locale, but it is what it is. Everywhere we go would be perilous. This is a time for us to also test the man's mental fortitude.
All right, Nero's about to speak up. Then Malik says, Master Sergeant Poacher, I understand much of what you're talking about, and in part, I agree. But I still stand by the decision that we've made as generals. What we were doing was not sustainable. It would have worked, and it was working, but I challenge your assertion or your worry about what our end is. I think the fault in our original tactic was not having a clear end, outside of doing damage. And this conflict has scaled to mean more than doing damage. We've lost a lot of men on that skirmish, and we didn't have enough to pull off a full-fledged siege. It may have been possible. We may have starved a number of people. We may have weakened their army beyond points which would have to some extent been unrecoverable, but we all would have died. There would be nothing left at the end of it, except scars and misery and hatred. We needed to switch tactics because we don't have enough resources to pull off that type of thing, and even if we did, it would be a bloody mess. I used to agree with you, and I stand by all of the doctrine that I learned at Greek, and I respect the legacy of your city-state. But there's also a reason that it's fallen. All right. Malachi, roll persuasion with advantage granted by Malik.
Got the same roll. So
The same thing. Oh no. A 15? Okay. Nero doesn't look immensely satisfied, but he's appeased, and he says, I have nothing else I feel I need to say.
well, I'll say this. As it is, know that your concerns have been heard, and what we ask of you is to trust us. And in the moments where it seems that perhaps we do need some shaking up, then follow the correct channels. We will hear you out. But for now, we expect you to hold the line.
Sure. And then he does the salute. He's waiting to be dismissed. And Malik looks at Malachi and Vesper if it's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're dismissed. All right. Poulter bows and exits cordially. Still kind of angry, still kind of annoyed that entire time, but extremely professional.
I don't want to stay here any longer than we have to, but
Nor do I.
I feel fine. Have you been having issues here?
occasional nightmare.
That's concerning.
Once I never had before.
Strange. You, Malachi?
Truthfully, I don't know if I would be able to tell the difference. I get so many dreams. But as it stands, I think this may be a job for our clerics. I don't know if they can do something, perhaps to sort of combat, bless, whatever it is. Perhaps they can invoke some sort of divine protection for our minds and emotions.
That would certainly be beneficial. Perhaps you should speak to your fish compatriot.
Well, he's not quite a fish, but yes.
Well, compatriot of the fish. Fish seem to be an important part of his life.
So, can't deny that.
I think it's more of a crab sort of theming.
I'm not really sure. But whatever it is, he's one of the most effective clerics in the camp. All right. You have resolved the issue of neuropulture, maybe. What do you want to do now? Don't know when Brendan's going to show up.
Clerics.
It's going to be really funny when I'm ready and Sable's here and Brendan is not.
It's so unfortunate that Sable accidentally stumbled into a weird Feywild curse that makes him deaf and mute. And he just
That'd be great.
can't talk until we get him fixed.
That'd be
that's
wild.
totally wild.
It's so weird that Sable's stuck in one of the ankle trap things.
He falls in a pit. All right, you're going to the clerics. Are you both going? Who's going to the clerics?
I guess I'll go if he's going. I didn't realize we were doing that.
I don't know. He just said one word. He said clerics. So I went, oh,
Clerics.
Clerics. Am I
Clerics.
correct? Am I correct in what's happening?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Would they know? Would they know what's going on? I guess I don't know.
They can
probably
they might-
Evan.
be able to figure something out together.
Yeah. All right. You're going personally, Malachi?
What day is this, just to confirm?
Saturday. At the end of this day, you should have a teleportation amulet in your hands.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to, feeling nervous about the impending timeline. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to So one of the times where I'm actually walking around trying to put out fires where I can.
Okay. All right. You walk up to the tent with Evan, Vanna, Zephyr, and Bloppletup. I assume you enter.
hmm Is there like a post, like a wooden outside, or is it just fabric?
That's a great question. I don't know, man. Let's say that there's a wooden beam in the middle holding up the triangle-shaped tent, and so you can kind of like knock on the post if you want.
Yeah.
Move
That's
one
what I
of the
wanted.
lamps. Yeah. All right. Evan immediately stands up to attention and goes, "Sir, General."
At ease. uh, Vesper and I are here. I guess General Vesper and I are here. Just wondering if you two could help. If you all could help us with a little dilemma. As you know, being in the Feywild has I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Huh?
Oh, I thought you were talking, Jacob. Oh.
No, I said, oh boy.
Oh, yeah. As you know, being in the Feywild, as beautiful as it is, well, and crazy, truthfully, it is taking a bit of a toll on our psyches. And I was wondering if there was some sort of, I don't know, religious rite, something that could be done to help stave some of that off.
I have herbal remedies, not much more, and the herbs I need don't grow here. I'm very low on my supplies. Evan goes, "Unfortunately, I don't have much in terms of solutions, but I have a pretty good documentation of the problem I think you're describing. I wasn't sure about the possibility of it being caused by the Feywild itself, but Grouger as well as Damien have been experiencing severe memory loss. Some men have become a little sporadic, perhaps manic in their behavior, unfocused, difficult to stay in line, difficult to hold their attention for a large period of time. One man kept insisting that, from what unit was it? Was it Pharaohs? I think Captain Umbar came describing a man in his unit that was obsessed with a butterfly that didn't exist. No one else could see, but insisted on following it. I'm a little bit overwhelmed and not exactly sure how to handle it, but things have been escalating, it seems. But there's no way of knowing that this is caused by the Feywild itself, unless you think that's the most likely candidate. I don't have any expertise whatsoever in that area.
Well,
Sir.
I just imagined. I know that there are temples that are sacred places. I don't know if there's some way we could. I don't know. I don't even know if that would work. Sort of consecrating this land and I don't know, doing something to make it a little more protected, safe.
You know, am I gonna? I'm gonna roll. You should roll religion, Malachi. And Bloppletup, actually.
Ooh,
Oh, I
yeah.
have D&D Beyond open. Whoops.
A nat 20 on religion. Okay. Well, let's let Bloppletup participate.
You say that like you're almost doing it begrudgingly.
Yeah, I am. They got a 1. It's a 1 and a 20. My bias is justified. Let the record show my bias is justified. Your Honor.
Now you're just being rude, okay?
That's funny. That's funny. Bloppletup knows nothing about any of this. He's a fish man. He's a man of the sea. You're on land in another dimension. It's a load of garbage. You ain't got nothing. Your God is not going to assist in this. You just don't do that. He's not built for that. Malachi, however, you get this feeling that there's a specific piece of lore that is related to this. And it all has to do with elves and Coralon. And you've done some reading. You're going to recall that Coralon created the elves. Common knowledge. Less common knowledge elves originate in the Feywild. It's still pretty common. Less common knowledge. The Feywild wasn't always this chaotic, vaguely. Equally less common knowledge. The elves were created to tame the Feywild. Elves have methods of stopping things like this, specifically. And you'll never believe who's about to show up on your doorstep. And that's all.
Ronald McDonald.
I sure hope not. I will shoot him with a gun. I will get Grodger to roll gun. Speaking of which, what's Grodger doing?
Who knows?
You do. You know. Is
Interesting.
that all?
I mean, if he doesn't have any responsibilities, which I don't think he does, he's probably just chilling.
Do you want responsibilities, or
responsibilities?
are you enjoying not having anything?
I'm on
to worry
sick
about?
leave.
You are on sick leave. You know what you should actually do if we've gone with this is you should probably roll like would it be wisdom saves? I think it would. You should make wisdom saving throws. Give me like 2 wisdom saving throws for the past 2 days, Grouder.
He's taking my sick leave.
I might take your sick leave.
Taking my sick leave. You said 2?
2 wisdom saves, yeah.
At a, an 11 and a 13.
Okay.
Aren't we so good?
You're mid. You're doing all right. So you're holding it together, but you actually, I think, are now someone who spent the least time in the Feywild, so you may have a little bit of trouble adapting. In which case, I may do some stuff. That's actually, yeah, I am gonna do that. I am totally gonna do that. So, Grodger, yesterday.
No.
What? You're fine. I'm not gonna kill you. You're fine. Your character survived much worse than what I'm about to
Yeah,
put
but
you through. It's
my
not
balls
gonna-
are gonna be backwards or something.
You recall yesterday, you overheard in the other tent, Evan talking to a man who insisted he saw a butterfly and was trying to chase it, and no one else could see the butterfly. And so everyone thought he was crazy. Grodger, you see a butterfly flap outside of your tent. And it's the same description of the butterfly that the guy was describing. It's got light blue and purple wings, and it has like a white shimmer after it. What will you do?
Very curious indeed. Butterflies, mayhaps.
You gonna do anything?
I guess I'll I'll sneak up on it. Cause I'm a real sneak man.
Just roll stealth to stealthily track the butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, give me stealth roll.
25.
Okay, well, then yeah, I don't know if anyone's gonna see you with that. The butterfly cuts its way across camp. Are you following it to wherever it takes you, largely?
Sure.
All right. It cuts across camp. You dive between some of the tents, largely staying out of its sight, eventually going to the edge of camp of other tents. It turns at the light shimmering wall of the private sanctum, which you can now see and hear through. Upgrades, people. You traipse along the fallen logs, which are the chairs and tables of your mess hall, and then eventually you're just out in the field, and you're sort of undercover. And the butterfly wanders over. Now, there's an issue. It goes into the field. Now, you recall what happened last time somebody went into the field. What would you like to do?
Yes, that sounds like a bad idea. Let's see. Would I be able to walk around it?
It's a long way
No.
around. You could sprint. The issue is, The butterfly could go in any direction. It's currently hovering over the fields a little bit, and it looks like it's heading off a little bit to the east. But either way around, tracking it over the fields would be a nightmare. What would you like to do?
Some sort of Birdman.
If there was a Birdman, you could do it. But you are not a Birdman, and there are no Birdmen around. There are only 3 Birdmen in your army, and one of them is in political prison still.
One of them is chicken wings. I guess I'll try to walk around it.
Okay.
But no, I can't go in, obviously.
You can't go in.
God.
It will be very bad. All right.
And then he would have lied to me. He would have killed me.
You attempt to
Well,
go,
of course
I
you
presume,
can go
where you're predicting the butterfly would end up, yes? Roll
Yeah.
perception.
Yeah, I'm kind of nasty at these. Ooh, that's a bad roll. What does P start with? 6.
6, okay.
11.
You cannot see the butterfly anymore. You are filled with an incredible sense of disappointment because you feel that this butterfly is of particular significance, and following it is of the utmost importance, beyond any other duty or responsibility you could have.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gone.
It is gone. I'll try looking harder.
Okay, roll perception again.
Ooh, that's only slightly better. 14.
14? Okay. Walking around, you're trying and trying and trying to find it. Looking over the fields, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's just too dense. Now you're between these 2 fields, and they're quite tall. And if it's anywhere in the fields, it's over. It's just hidden by these shafts of wheat.
I guess it's gone. But I can't give up. Can't give up. So I'm
You gonna keep looking?
gonna go like generally wander in the direction I think it went.
You're like actually a hero for this.
Hopefully I find it.
I'm gonna leave you there.
It's gonna kill me.
No.
My balls are gonna be
But
backwards.
you said you're not giving up, and that's fair. So you keep looking for that butterfly.
You're gonna come back with a quad.
Hope. All right. Anyway, what were we
It's gonna be on
doing?
my back.
I think Evan was describing the problem. Not sure if it comes from the Feywild. Blobbertup doesn't know anything. Malachi knows the elves are coming.
Well,
They
I
have
mean,
methods about this.
I guess from what I recall, I would share that specifically because that might mean something more to clerics than it would to me.
It might. Evan doesn't know. He's not no magical cleric.
No, I'm specifically
And,
talking about up and
it's
Zephyr.
really just about those boys now. There is one cleric who isn't here, which you could pull him over, and that would be Sage.
I think I'm fine with my 2 friends here.
2 guys. Okay, just making sure. He is an option. But based on what you know about him, I mean, he's a human. He's like from North Mandril and Northeast Mandril, so you don't really imagine he would have a whole lot of...
Essentially, I guess, I guess my question is, your deity has found ways to maneuver and manifest his power here in the Feywild. Is it possible that you can invoke some sort of blessing of... I don't want to misspeak his name. So, is it possible to get some sort of blessing over us, something that would help protect our men while we're here?
I've never. I guess I could try.
If you could, that would be brilliant.
All right, what does your trying look like? Please describe in intricate detail.
I mean, whatever he decides to do, Zephyr will help to give him advantage.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know, I'll just close my eyes, be like, Hey, Gungi Bomba King Blop the Destroyer.
Mhm.
I need some help.
Okay.
I don't sound very sure.
No, you don't. It's pretty funny. But you get to roll with advantage, and we're gonna do this. You're gonna roll a D100 twice.
Hold on, and also, Zephyr's gonna cast guidance on you.
Okay, so a D100 twice plus 4. Well, actually,
Okay.
in this case, minus 4. Minus a D4. Because you're trying to roll
Okay.
lower than your level. You're level 9
Got
or
this.
level 8?
8.
Okay.
All right.
D100 with advantage minus 4. Okay, you just rolled 2
I got
D100s.
a 29 and a
Alright,
99.
neither of them are doing that work. So, no such luck.
Nothing
But did you
happens.
get like any kind of like?
So, you sit down and you pray. Are there any specific motions or rituals you partake in, or you just kind of sit down, close your eyes, and say words, or
Well, I think about like waving my arms around or something, but that would look dumb, so I don't do it.
Of course, you don't want to look like some fanatic. It'd be crazy. So, a simple man, he sits down, he says words.
Just clapping his fingers together like
Yep.
claw motions.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I could just, have claws, but that's kind of weird. So I don't do that.
Yeah. Don't want to be a weirdo. You're not really sure. It doesn't seem like this is an area that's covered by Gungi Bomba King Totapalip the Destroyer. So, it's not that he doesn't want to help, but it's just sort of outside of the scope of things.
So my question.
But you
is,
feel
for
pretty good about yourself, Blubbertup. You feel like things are good. You know what I mean. You got good vibes.
All right.
Well, my question is, I know that from our time traveling, clerics tend to have like amulets or holy symbols. I'm wondering if even just using those symbols or something could help invoke some sort of protection.
What do you think, Blubbertup?
Do I have a holy symbol?
It's a great question.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, you almost have to. Let me pull up your character sheet. Just hold on.
It's some of your basic starting equipment.
Yeah. Generally.
I had an
Now,
amulet, didn't
he's
I?
not exactly a basic guy. But yeah.
Fair.
The amulet's gone now.
You have an amulet, yeah.
I never deleted it.
Oh.
Boom, it's gone.
Why? Why is it gone anyway? What happened?
We used it to make the thing to get through the door in the library.
Huh? What?
It was like, oh, we need something to put the thing on. I was like, oh, I have this amulet.
Did we turn it into the anti-magic amulet, the other one?
I was
think
gonna
so.
ask about that. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's say this. If you had to have a holy symbol of Gungi Bomba King Blopple the Destroyer, what would it be, John?
He has a crown, right? What if I had a little tiny crown?
Oh, it's perfect. Like a crown ring. A ring that's a crown. Like from Double King. The greatest animation on YouTube.
Yeah, that was just like the Bug King's crown, but he wore it as a ring.
Oh gosh, what is it? With the big fly. King Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that animation so much, you guys don't understand. Anyway, yeah. All of a sudden, you want to pull off your gauntlets if you want. Do you wear gauntlets? I imagine you do. Right?
If they're included with the armor, then yeah.
Yeah, they would. Under your gauntlets, all of this time, you have worn a little crown ring, which is the crown of Gungi Bomba King Bloppa the Destroyer. And it represents his power over the sea and his eventual conquest of the land.
Okay. not a fan of that part.
But nobody knows that. Unless you divulge that. But that is your holy symbol.
Now, why would I do that?
No, it's
You're asking him to leak?
Yeah, he's no snitch.
I ain't a narc.
All
So,
right.
yeah, I got a little ring.
Is that all?
Well,
And
what
why
I
did we need this?
Because Malachi's throwing paint at the wall and seeing what sticks. But
Well, it's
Bluffletop
not-
doesn't know anything.
again, it's not so much that I wanted him to have a ring. I'm just wondering if there's some sort of, as a cleric, like a priest, you could
So, like, kiss it, do the prayer again? Like,
I don't know, do some sort of symbol and like invoke the protection of whatever.
I stick my arm out with the ring, go like, point it at Malachi, go, "Wololo, you're protected."
Hold on.
Hold on. Let him cook. Roll religion. Let him cook.
I got 17.
I don't know. Malachi's protected.
Let's don't roll a d4 from
Oh,
guidance.
it's true. A 17 plus a d4.
2.
That's a 19. Let him cook. All right, we're homebrewing you a spell. It's called protection something. I don't know what it does yet, but it's a verbal and somatic component. And you go, you are protected. And then protect what? I don't know. What should it do? Just give you like advantage on wisdom saves.
I think
For
that's a
like-
good idea.
Yeah. All right. That's exactly what we're gonna do. I have given you this spell because the
They do
Kuatal
write this
believe that you have mystical powers, and you know what? Did you believe that this would work, Ploppletop? Did you have faith in yourself and likewise in your god to grant you this ability?
In a, like, wanton, like, disregard kind of way, yeah. But no.
But no. Well, too bad. You rolled a 19. So, all of a sudden, a shimmering aura appears around Malachi, and a thin golden crown wavers around his head, and he has been protected, and he now has advantage on all wisdom saving throws until his next long rest.
Okay. I definitely feel something, Rappletop. Do you think it's something you could do over an area, or like how many people, or or is it something that you can teach the other clerics?
I don't know. I do it to Vesper. Wololo, you're protected. Does it work twice?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him Rappletop like the Predator handshake. That's it.
You are protected.
I have never doubted you.
The most powerful cleric in the party, in the camp. What is Sage? He might not even be that high level. Let me check. What is he? Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Yo, that guy just died.
Who?
Carl Weathers.
Oh yeah.
Who is right?
Okay, yeah. Sage is level 9. He's only one level higher than Bloppletup. He's barely all that. Well, congratulations, Bloppletup. I'm gonna say that's like I don't know. Maybe it's like only an 8 hours thing. I'm thinking like a bonus action cantrip. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking. Okay,
Or an probably I guess an action cantrip.
I was thinking. I don't know if you wanted to make it like a ritual thing.
It could be a ritual. That way, see, I was thinking like it's good if it's unlimited, but not the easiest to spam. But I can also just make exceptions. But I don't really want to make exceptions. I want to kind of solidify the rules. But I like the idea of an advantage on wisdom save thing. Just in general. Maybe that's something he can just give you as the party cleric. Maybe it is a ritual. But even if it's a ritual, it's not really any different from it being a cantrip. They're both free. It's just the time cost.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it's an action cantrip, and it lasts I don't know, 12 hours, or just until. Because I think 12 hours is pretty good. Either 12 hours or 8 hours.
In which case, perhaps we start with those who are in the sick area,
Yeah.
and then perhaps we can.
Just gonna be walking around going, "Wololo, you're protected.
Yeah.
Wololo, you're
Wololo,
protected."
you're protected. And every time, for a split second, a golden crown appears around the heads of the people that you're protecting.
Zephyr is following, taking notes.
Yeah. Brilliant. Are you just doing this unannounced to people?
At first, no, but eventually, yes.
Okay. You just
There's too many people.
you just barge into Light and Ket's tent and be like, whoa! Can you please actually do that? Can we canonize that? All right. Great, thanks. Wololo, you are protected.
This is what I imagine he's doing. Like just.
Like a security guard guy. Yeah.
Oh yes, thank you.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. All right, the name of this episode is definitely Wololo, you are protected.
Wololo.
Wololo. Well, that happened. Okay. You're going to be a busy boy now.
Oh boy.
All right. Probably like a literal real life hour passes by as you get everyone in the camp. Some people are very confused. You've certainly drummed up some attention for yourself. You should probably go out to the shooting range where people
Question.
are practicing. Yes.
Is there someone in the camp who we have kind of designated to, maybe we didn't, to like announce things on our behalf,
Like a crier?
or like a clerk? But
Make one of the bards do that, right? I would imagine.
the bards can do that.
Like
yeah,
make Aramaeus do that because he'll just thaumaturgy stuff to make
yeah,
announcements.
no, that's great. So then he would tell everybody.
Yeah. Aramaeus can just go, "Hear ye, hear ye! The cleric Blobbletop offers his protection. Please be ready as he makes his rounds." Or whatever.
Some people that resist it because I'm weird looking and waving my arm at them.
I mean, they can't really resist. They just go like, "What the heck is going on?" And then after a while, they're like, "Why did a crown go over his head? Like, what's going on? What is this?" So there's probably people that are weirded out. So you may have to roll persuasion to calm
They
people
live in
down.
a camp. They live in a camp largely where magical stuff is happening all the
Yeah.
time. They'll be all right.
They've had to get used to it. But you do have a few people pull you aside, and we'll say like Captain Osgad. So as you're making your rounds in the captain's tent, there's one with Jeckstone, who's a Tabaxi, and Osgath, who's an Arakakra. And as you do Osgath, he goes, "What are you doing?"
I'm giving you protection.
From what?
I don't know. Something about he gestures vaguely.
What?
The area.
What?
Malachi's making me do it.
Okay.
Wololo, you're protected.
He walks away. It's like an awkward school child. Oh, he's a beautiful boy. Okay, you finish your rounds in like an hour or so. In terms of itinerary of who you've hit, you pretty much got everyone. There's some stragglers. Wait.
Does he get Roger?
Well, we're getting there. What do you think I'm building towards?
Oh boy!
So, you're escorted around. Aramaeus made the announcement. Everybody knows you got to get the guys at the range. 2 or 3 of the legions are out practicing with their bows. They're not here yet. Ignore them. Gregor and Raven are here. Notably, you haven't really missed anyone outside of like a few people who are known to be making rounds. Like Robin, you haven't seen yet. You haven't gotten Danuk. He was flying around. Pretty much everybody else you got that you can know of. You just went by unit, which makes it pretty easy. You haven't gotten Gradger. You don't know where Gradger is. Now, you already need to make your way north to get the North Camp Watch if you're doing them. Should Zephyr be with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Should anyone else be with him when he goes to get the North Camp Watch? Going once.
Where is this?
Going twice.
Is it like a safe area?
I mean,
They gonna
yeah.
be-
The North
Okay,
Camp
okay.
Watch, it's literally just like at the other end here, like by the rocks looking out over. It's where Lucky Lake is, actually. It's overlooking Lucky Lake.
Tough one of the toughest people we know. I think he'd be alright.
Yeah. So there's a couple guys at the North Camp Watch and the South Camp Watch. All right, so Blopatup and Zephyr headed up to get the last
Yeah.
two guys. All right, cool. You're on your way north. Roger, you're still looking for the butterfly, right?
I must.
You must. Everything is pointing you north. The butterfly was traveling north. You're just trying to get through the fields. You've cross-checked every field and just in a desperate play trying to look out. You're at the above all the fields looking around at this massive cliff wall leading to the Cravenly Crags, which you were at, I believe, once before when the Nilbot was guiding you through stuff or whatever. And you're just looking out and there's no butterfly. You're tired. You've been looking for it for probably over an hour now. It's 2 p.m. What are you going to do?
What am I gonna do?
What are you going to do?
I need to find this butterfly.
You need to find this butterfly.
Can't possibly fail.
There's some idyllic looking rocks to the north that you'd look cool
Everybody-
if you like posed on them.
Everybody. What?
What, you never seen people do that? Like pose on rocks after they go hiking?
Everybody's gonna make fun of me if I can't find this butterfly.
You should roll perception one last time for the boys.
Did I do it? Oh, it's the worst one so far.
What is it?
10.
Oh, okay, that's not terrible. You're looking for the butterfly, you see nothing. What you do see is Blopatup and Zephyr going to a couple of guys sitting on one of the rocks looking out over the ledge. They're like
Taking
several
pictures after
hundred
their
feet
hike.
away. Yeah. There's several hundred feet away. On the other side, there's some more guys on the North Camp Watch on one of the rocks. They might be in sight, but I don't feel like putting them down. No butterfly though. Not yet, anyway. Then all of a sudden, you see a sparkle. You follow the trail of sparkles. Where's the butterfly? Of course, the butterfly. You don't see it, but you see the trail of white sparkles it's leaving behind. And then, are you going to follow it?
Sure.
Okay. It's taking you out across the other section of field, not farmland, just like dirty grassland. And then eventually you finally catch up with the trail, which gets stronger and stronger and stronger until eventually you see it. It's the butterfly. And it's heading into a cave. Also, Blopatup, you finished blessing all the guys in the North Camp Watch, who were a little confused, but they'll just go with it. And what is your passive perception?
Piss. 17.
Okay, you see Grouger wandering off in a field just through some rocks. You see him for a split second, and then he disappears behind one of the rocks out of your view. Can't see him anymore.
Did you see that? Was that Roger?
I reckon it was.
Well, I gotta bless him. Let's go get him.
All right.
Gotta bless him. Wait 1 sec. I actually gotta find. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Oh,
You
know what
fool!
it
How could
is?
you think it was that one?
I don't. I'm a silly guy. What can I say? I just need to import this map and compare with this.
Your powers will not work on me, you silly Billy.
Silly Billy. Okay, yes. I just had to confirm where the cave was because this is an adaptation of an original map, and I didn't draw the cave on here, which is very silly of me. So I'm just gonna put that down right now. Little cave entrance. Okay. Butterfly flies off into the cave. Roger, you're going in after it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. No matter how fast you seem to go, the butterfly seems to elude you. But then suddenly you enter the cave, and again, it's gone. But Blobbletough and Zephyr, you arrive. You see no sign of Grodger, but there's a cave.
You went in here?
I don't know where else he. Doesn't seem like there's anywhere else he could really go. So
I guess we'll go in.
All right. Enter
All right,
into
you
the
lead
cave
on.
after.
And then he
Grodger.
died.
Okay. Now, this is an important question, Blobbletough, that I'm asking for no particular reason in particular. Have you blessed
Mhm.
yourself or Zephyr?
I imagine I did Zephyr, not myself.
Okay. I need both of
Can you
I
not
need
bless multiple targets at the same time?
not yet. I haven't written that rule. Right now he can only go, Wololo, you are protected, point to one person, and then they're
Oh.
blessed. He's gotta do it again for every person.
I thought you were talking about the spell bless.
No. My bad.
I do have that, but no.
Yeah.
You said wisdom save?
Everybody in the cave make a wisdom save. Zephyr do it with advantage.
I did do good.
Oh no! Oh no!
I got a 9.
Oh boy.
My balls are backwards.
23.
Okay.
Natural one, baby.
Natural one? Okay. Alright.
Or a staggering 8.
Amazing.
Oh goodness! Oh gosh!
This can only end well. Nothing bad could happen in this cave. Okay. Grodger, let's start with you. You're a little bit deeper in the cave. It's very dark. You have dark vision though, right? Because you're part elf?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can see dimly, but you would have disadvantage on perception checks. All right. This cave is not the worst thing you've ever been in. You can navigate your way around. It's pretty open, pretty airy. There's a bit of a chill though. There's some old dead vines wrapped around. I'm trying to remember if you guys have been in this cave before. I don't know. You might have, because there is a cave you used to get to Brickety Bridge many moons ago.
Is that the one we used to get to the birds?
There is a cave that goes under the birds' crags. The Nilbog knows about it. I don't know if he told you about it. The problem is I don't remember what route you guys actually took in the Feywild arc. This cave leads to Brickety Bridge originally. Specifically, it leads to a cliff face that leads down to Brickety Bridge on one end and leads into the Cravenly Crags where the Raven's Nest is on the other end. I don't know if you took it, actually. I
think we did.
I think you probably did because you went to the farm and then you had to go north. And if you
And
had
we
the Nilbog at that
I'd go to the bridge. That's where we got
you
the
absolutely
funny
went to the
stick.
bridge, yes, because the bridge was the end point always, but there's lots of different ways to get to the bridge.
Oh, that's where we got the snapstick.
Correct. The only question I would have as to whether you guys would know about this, or Bloppletup specifically, and Grouger, do you remember when you went to the crags of the Raven, did you do it immediately after the farm?
We
To
can't
confront the
remember.
Raven. I know it was forever ago. I don't think any of this would be relevant because if you remember the lady elf whose name I forgot, she got killed. Like she got taken by the Raven, kidnapped, and then you went to confront the Raven. I think.
Yeah.
But you could have done that any number of ways because there's multiple ways into the Raven. It's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. The point as it stands is even if you were familiar with this cave, or the Nilbog was familiar with this cave and told you, it appears to be different for whatever reason and whatever that means. And so entering this cave is a little odd. Grodger, you're still obsessed with finding the butterfly, and that obsession has only grown. At this point, you're struggling not to get manic. Roll another perception check with disadvantage this time to try to find where it is.
Okay. 7. Nope. It's 19.
Okay, 19. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Looking around, you're looking everywhere, left, right, down, and up. And on the ceiling, nestled in a small patch of greenery, not completely dead like in other sections of the cave, is the butterfly, visible through its slight sparkle and its light blue and purple wings. But it's too high up. It's like 20 feet up.
It's a lot of up.
It's a lot of up.
I thought there was schmutz on my screen, but that's on your stream.
There's schmutz on my screen?
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
What?
Unmouse over it? It's gone.
I don't
That
know.
was weird.
Okay.
It was in
Clip it.
Movement Maker.
Oh wait, you can't.
Yeah, I can't. No. I'm going to make the cave, by the way, just so that we have something here.
It was just like it looked like there was dirt on the screen. Like
That's weird.
it was what it was. It was weird.
Super weird. Okay. Blobbletup, you making your way deeper into the cave, you see Grodger, and upon seeing him look at the butterfly and seeing the butterfly, you are also overcome with this
see schmutz.
urgency. What?
Oh, it's gone. You moved the camera and it disappeared.
It's like artifacts on the stream. Don't worry about
that's
it.
fine. You see the butterfly, and also are obsessed. It becomes your only focal point. You don't see the fact, unlike Zephyr does, that there's oil all over the ground of this cave. Gross, black, liquidy, slippery oil.
Hey, Mr. Blobbletup, Mr. Grodger, there's a lot of slick stuff. It looks like oil all over the floors. So,
Do you see this thing? He's walking towards it.
wait, does Zephyr see the butterfly?
No.
Hey, you guys. Hey. Jeez.
You guys need to be thinking about how you're going to reach the butterfly. It's 20 feet up.
Go gadget extendo arms.
That's not a valid option.
How would I get to the butterfly?
How would you get to the butterfly? It's the most important question.
It's 20 feet up. What if what if they boost me up?
You want Blobbletub to boost you?
Yeah, boost me.
Well, you have to ask him to boost you.
Bowser, what do you boost me?
Okay, yeah, here.
Wait, what are you? Hey, so you guys are. Hey, is there something in particular I need to know? Is there some sort of hallucinogenic involved?
What is this guy talking about? All right, Roger, you step onto my hands here, and then climb up onto my shoulder.
Alright, I'm doing that.
All right, we make a strength check from Blobbletub. Acrobatics check from Grodger.
3.
Okay, Grodger.
You rolled a 3? A 13.
Okay, he is not strong enough to lift you. You barely keep your balance from him dropping you. You also are kind of slipping on the oil, which is coating some elements of the ground of this cave, which is a little uneven. So there are some puddles, some light coatings. The rocks you're standing on at the high point aren't covered, but your boots are a little bit oily at this point. No luck in getting the butterfly as of now.
We gotta get up there.
Is it just like flying up there?
It's
Is it like
landed.
perched on something?
It's perched on one of the only living sections of grass in the cave.
So is it like up a cliff or something?
No, it's just at the top of the cave ceiling, which is 20 feet up. So it's hanging like upside down from your point of view.
Ah.
It's just resting on the top of the cave.
What if we like throw something at it, spook it down?
What if we hit it and then the butterfly's dead?
Oh, you're right.
Couldn't possibly do that.
I'd like to cast Bless on Grodger and Blobbletub.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna just calmly
What
and
is that going to do?
calmly and rationally slap them both and say, "Snap out of it!"
Okay. I'll allow you to remake your wisdom saves.
and add Bless to that.
So he's
What,
got a
a D4?
Yeah.
I got a
21.
19 plus 1.
Okay. You both snap out of it. There's no butterfly.
There's still a butterfly there.
Are we still thinking about it though? Like it's like, oh man, it's
You're-
gone. Or is it
you're-
like,
you're
what were we
aware-
doing?
You're aware that there's a butterfly, but like, if you wouldn't have done that without the compulsion, you would be like, "What are we doing?" Yes.
What happened?
I don't know. You guys just started doing like jungle gym antics. I don't understand a lick of it, but
You made the butterfly disappear.
listen. There was no butterfly, at least from my point of view.
You sure? I can
No.
see it.
Absolutely not. I'm just gonna say this Feywild business. It is crazy stuff.
Whoosh! A plume of fire erupts on the opposite end of the cave, lighting up the oil inside. Roll initiative.
I don't do good with fire, guys.
I got 20.
Okay.
Just
5.
well, that's not what I thought was gonna happen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sick. Yeah. 18.
Great. Did anyone bop on top? What did you say you got? A 20?
20.
Okay. The fire spreads at a rate of 5 feet per second, or rather per round. It is spreading. You're up.
I'm going to cast Create Food and Water and make 30 gallons of water.
Great. And you're gonna put it right on top of the fire?
Yes.
Okay. Well, 30 gallons of water will quickly spread and douse a large amount of the fire until it makes it worse because it's an oil fire.
Huh.
That is how that works.
Flames erupt as the oil mixes with the water. The water ultimately sinks below the oil, finds the low ground, and all of the oil, which rises to the top above the water, is set aflame. The reaction is worsened. Fire spreads deeper into the cave as water mixes with some of the oil on the ground. Zephyr.
Well, I will start running, I guess, to the left.
Okay.
Uh,
Make a dexterity saving throw.
yeah, I saw that coming. Let's see. Not gonna be great, but roll. Oh, 21.
21. All right, you're good.
And I'm also gonna use I guess I was gonna try to do like a gust and try to do like a gust of wind.
Okay, to blow the fire back.
Just a little bit.
Okay, all right.
Fool, you give it more air.
Listen, if I just was like water didn't work, then surely air.
All right. You blow the fire back. It does seem to temper it for at least a little bit. It may stop the spread. The problem is the oil is still coating the ground. It didn't make it worse, but it didn't seem to do any serious form of improvement either. The fire is still spreading along the ground a little bit slower. Roger. Or anything else if you have something else after.
No, that's it.
Okay.
This is how you say no good. Gonna follow Zephyr's lead and move away from the fire.
Okay, make a dexterity save.
I'm pretty nasty at these. Uh-oh.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
14.
All right. Yeah. You make it most of 30 feet and then slip and fall on your butt. Your back crashes against hard stone and you take 1 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, jeez.
I'll never recover from that.
Anything else? You are prone. You use most of your movement to get where you are.
That'll be all.
All right, you can start picking yourself up. Level's up.
How high is the fire? Like, is it like filling up everything out there? Like it's just a wall of fire? Is it impenetrable?
Not entirely. It's about 3 or 4 feet high.
It looks really hot, right?
Yeah.
And how long was the tunnel to the cave entrance?
It's a little ways away. It's over 50 feet.
I can make it, right?
Make a break for it.
Now, granted, I could put this in here, even though you can't really see it. It is there.
I can make it. I can make it.
Oh, Lord. Well, this is how we go out. Burn to a crisp. Canonically, Zephyr is allergic to shellfish, so I'm wondering.
I was thinking he's allergic to fire, and I'm like, well,
Aren't we
there's a
all?
lot of us.
What would you like to do, Bluff? What's up?
What a great question. Oh wait.
Okay,
Oh,
Zephyr.
right. What can I see?
Fire on the one side. On the other side,
No.
it's dark, but there is a path out of the cave.
You say it's out of the cave?
There's a path that theoretically will lead you out of the cave. You can't see the end of the cave, but the path goes on.
Right. So I guess the first thing I'd like to do is, I guess this will not work. Okay, it will not work. I'm just going to try to gust again. Is it within 30 feet?
Yeah. All right. Are you casting it at the fire specifically?
I'm trying to just like push it back and then move. I'm going to run towards the darkness, but I'm just going to.
Okay. Run towards.
Wait, I guess I'm wondering.
Uh-huh.
Is there space for me to like kind of Moses the fire?
Excuse me.
No, he's right about this. Let him cook.
What?
I'm just wondering, like, could I use a gust of wind to like push them to the side so the flames go up instead and form like a pathway in between?
Are you trying to part the Red Sea but with fire?
If it won't work, then it won't work. That's what I'm trying to see if I could do with this gust of wind right now.
Well, if you're
I
trying
imagine
to
the issue
part-
would be that the oil is what's doing it. You'd be like
if
pushing
you
oil
try
everywhere.
to part the Red Sea, you're going to push oil up against the walls with this gust, and then once the gust is done, the oil is going to spill back onto the ground and still fire.
Hey, Zephyr doesn't know that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It was worth a shot. And then you're moving 30 feet back.
Yeah.
Dex save.
Oh gosh.
I will let you not make a dex save if you only move 15 feet.
19.
Okay, you're good. You make it 30 feet back. Roger.
Indeed. Imperative, even. I'm gonna keep moving further back. Hopefully, I'll find something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to dash?
Sure.
Dex save.
11.
You make it 11 feet, and then you fall on your butt. And you're knocked prone. And you take 1 bludgeoning damage. You can get up again for another 15 feet. That's within your 30. If you want to dash, you can try it again. You'll need to make another dex save.
12.
Fall on your butt again. You poor guy. 1 bludgeoning damage again. You keep getting up and falling down. That's your movement, pretty much.
How?
There's oil covering as far as you can see. Okay, anything else?
No.
Okay, Floppletop.
Guess I'll follow them.
Alright, you running?
Yeah.
And you know what I need from you.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, how bad?
I got a 1 for 3.
You step 1 foot.
Oh
You
no!
grip 4 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
What?
Alright. Pick yourself back up. Make it a
Why was I
little
not
bit
max health? Let's fix that.
Yeah. Alright. In terms of fire, more fire.
What hurt me for like 6 damage? What were we doing?
Fire is now spreading quite quickly. It has grown. Roger. No, Zephyr.
Guys, I have news.
Yeah.
We're dead. This is it. This is how it ends.
Gosh, I don't have 10 minutes clearly. Well, I was trying to figure out if, yeah, we just gotta run. I guess that's what it is. We just gotta run. I'll just keep running.
Alright. Keep running.
As I pass Roger, I want to just. Oh wait,
If you
no.
pass Roger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use guidance on him. That will end blessed though.
Okay. I'm just gonna let you know. If you choose to treat this as difficult terrain and move in accordance with it, I will not make you make a dex save.
So how far can I get to Roger
Well,
without falling?
If
15
it's
feet.
if it's difficult terrain, you have 30 feet of movement. It's 15 feet. You can get within touching distance of him.
Right. I will do that,
Okay. And cast
and I will
guidance, right?
guidance on him so that he can add a D4 to his ability checks
Okay, Grouger, use up.
if he wants to do like some acrobatic or whatnot.
All right. Gonna do some acrobatic or whatnot,
Okay.
and go further in the cave to hopefully find an exit.
Okay. Roll acrobatics. I'll let you try to
Finally.
use some of the cave
21.
rolls. 21? Okay, that's better. You can get 45 feet back, leveraging some high points on the cave where the oil isn't as slick, attempting to grip along the wall, and generally make your way to a point where you can see something. And you see a perfectly squared off dead end.
Oh, I know how to get through these. Observe.
Oh, great. Well,
I can get to it this turn.
Well, you move 45. Yeah, I'll give it to you. You pass your little check. Go ahead.
Punch the wall.
No effect.
That's it. We're dead.
ooh,
Well,
not what I expected.
Is this little feature below me a real thing?
Huh. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You can do that.
Oh, good.
But yes, you could snake by it. It's a tight squeeze.
How fire resistant is Bloppletop?
It's
Extra
only-
9.
There's only one way to find out. If I'm
His
right.
delicate seafood.
All I'm
skin
saying is
with
you don't have any
metal.
resistance to it, and you're a water guy, so
Hmm. Huh. Okay. What if I coat myself in water?
okay. That's a thing.
You know?
It's a thing you can do.
Hmm.
Do you want to do that? Because that is a thing you can do.
I'm looking.
Okay.
How much water is 30 gallons? That's not much water.
No, it's a good amount.
trying to visualize 31-gallon jugs.
I'm imagining 30 of those gallon Wawa jugs, and then removing the jugs and looking at the water contents, and then stacking them in a 5x6 plane. So it's like a U-sized amount of water.
Do I have... What is this? Oil is a liquid surface. Oh, that won't help.
He'd be reading. You were reading Water Walk? That's funny.
I mean, I can try it. What if I do douse myself in water and try and go through some of this fire?
I will give you flame resistance.
What does that do?
I'm not telling you until you jump into the fire.
Typically,
I'm not-
resistance means
Resistance
half
means
damage.
half damage. I'm just not telling you how much
True,
damage you're going to
true.
take by trying to go through the fire.
What if I... Alright, I'm doing it.
Okay.
I douse myself in water by creating food and water again.
Okay.
And
What are you doing with the food part of food and water?
I was just going to say, can we just get some sandwiches while you...
45 pounds of food gone in this cave, about to be burned up.
Yeah, I think it makes both, so yeah, just put it in a corner, I guess. It's 45 pounds of food twice.
Okay, wait a minute. Just oh man. What food are you making? I have to ask.
It's gotta be bland but nourishing.
Tostino's pizza rolls.
These are
Oatmeal
bland.
food.
Or
Yeah,
nourishing,
oatmeal's
really.
a food.
I guess, yeah.
45 pounds of oatmeal.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Did you say 45 pounds of oatmeal?
He did say that. Okay.
Is oatmeal flammable?
Are you Googling that?
No, the answer is yeah. It depends.
I mean,
but yes.
Is this prepared wet oatmeal or is this dry oats?
Well, it can be wet if he puts it in the water.
Oh.
Mary36@gmail.com sent you a file. You can view it on your iPhone. Is this the same guy that wouldn't accept that he had the wrong number, sending me another file?
That's hilarious if that's what that is. All right, what's the result, Bob? What are we doing?
Alright, whatever the food is, I guess I'm making like oatmeal. It's just going in the corner.
Okay.
Get myself moist
Okay.
and try and step into the fire.
Okay. Are you going a full 30 feet?
No.
You're going 15 feet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going just into the first block. All right. The damage you take, 3 fire damage.
Oh, bet.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, Zephyr.
I'm gonna. Well, I wonder how you'd rule this, right?
Okay, I'm listening.
So the spell Thunder Wave
The spell Thunder Wave.
says a wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you, and every creature has to make a con save or gets pushed back. Blah blah blah. Would you allow it to push the fire back?
Yes. Particularly because Thunder Wave is going to be an extremely fast blast that's going to propel a lot of air out of the equation and decrease the amount of oxygen in the air at that point. So it's going to stifle the flame. So yes.
All right, I'm gonna call back to Roger and say, "Hey, Miss Roger, I got an idea. No clue if it's gonna work, but if it does, we won't have much time to act. So if you wanna come a little bit closer."
I found a door.
Oh, did you?
Well, it's a completely
Or a
flat square.
wall.
Well, okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you down there. And no, I want to head back
Okay.
towards the fire.
15 feet or 30 feet?
You know, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna try 30.
Dex save.
Sure will. I may fall, but I'll get back up again.
I'll get knocked out. Back it up again.
Specifically, it's gonna be a 6, sir.
Yeah. Wham! 3 damage. Right.
Yeah.
Pick yourself back up.
Do I still get the rest of my movement or no?
No, you got knocked prone, so that's 15 feet gone from getting back up.
So do I have 9 left?
Sure. You get 9 feet, little guy.
Hey,
you go.
slides.
9.4 feet.
Yeah, I'll just stay.
Roger.
I'm gonna go follow them to the front.
Okay. Are you bisking it for the risking it or acrobatics again?
I'll acrobatics again.
Okay. It seems to be your best play.
21.
Yep. Alright. I'll give you 60 feet of acrobatics, and it takes a little bit longer, and I'm gonna let you bonus action dash that. But, there you go. Alright. Bloppletop.
Mhm.
Now you start
No
your
going
turn-
back.
You start your turn in the fire, you take 3 more damage, but you're pushing forward, right?
As fast as I possibly can.
Okay. Alright, buddy. You gotta make... Ooh, what is it? You got 30 feet of movement?
35.
35. Oh, okay. You can get almost there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, buckle up.
If I'm alive when I'm at the end, I would like to heal.
We'll find out. Ow.
Oh Lord.
55 divided by 2 is, what?
27, 20,
So we'll
27.
round down to 27 fire damage as you make it to the end of the flames.
I'm literally fine.
All of the
I
water
am gonna heal.
is gone.
I am gonna heal.
Okay, good idea.
Just give me that big fat healing word of the 4th level.
Make boo boo go away.
All right, I heal for 20.
All right, good. Okay, anything else?
I'm just screaming while I'm casting the spell because
Yeah.
I'm literally on fire.
Yeah, Zephyr.
Can I want to get closer to the fire,
Mhm.
but I want to hold my thunder wave until Grodger gets there.
Okay.
And then I'll
Gradually,
do the rest of my movement as well.
we acrobatic.
Sure.
I'll let you acrobat as opposed to doing your deck save. Change your movement style. Because, you know, rogues and whatnot.
17.
Yep, that's good. Alright, Zephyr, he's arrived.
I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. I'm going to cast it at the 1st level.
Mm-hmm. Make a con save, Grouger.
Oh, can I not
Kind of good at
direct it?
these.
It sweeps out from me, so
Yes,
doesn't it
you
go
don't
out in
direct
front
it.
of me?
In a 15-foot cube originating from you. So that is a cube that's like this, and it, everywhere around you it goes. You cannot direct it.
I thought it was the cube in front of me.
Nope. 15-foot cube originating from you.
Okay.
So you can time it a little bit earlier so that before he's fully there, you cast the Thunder Wave when he's closer. That's
Yeah,
pretty easy.
I would like to do that because I
Yep.
wouldn't want
Yep,
to
yep,
get
yep.
him hurt in there.
Okay, cool. In which case, 15-foot cube. Some of the fire and oil is blown back by your Thunder Wave, and then shortly after, Grouger shows up.
Okay. Since I cast a spell, I get to fly 10 feet, so I'm going to fly them.
Okay.
And then I'll use, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all?
I think that's about all I can do with my reaction.
And Grouger, anything else? I imagine that's it.
Nope.
All right, Floppletop.
Get me out.
Well, you take 9 divided by 2, 4 damage first. Take another moving out. That's max damage for 6 damage. Keep in mind this is all already halved. So, okay, you're out.
Ah.
What would you like to do now?
Hmm. Is anything like weird going on around here? Any like source of the fire?
I bet you
Can
can
I
see.
perceive?
Outside of the fact that when the oil stops, the fire stops.
Hmm. I can't see them.
You have a passive perception of 17, right?
Yeah.
There is a raven perched on one of the crags. Seems to be observing the whole ordeal.
Oh,
Small, regular-sized raven.
I will yell and point and say, "Get help!"
To the raven.
Yes.
The normal-sized bird.
Yep.
As you should. Honestly, go off.
Okay.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
The raven
It's just
flies
going to be
away.
like,
For real.
look, it's going to get help.
We're
For
dead.
real.
Probably just spooked it.
You know, this is how people felt talking to Lassie. So,
We're going to be
Alright.
slaughtered.
Anything else bubbles up? Otherwise, it's Zephyr.
Hmm. Yeah.
Zephyr.
gosh, I might run out of spell slots at this rate. I'm gonna do Thunderwave again.
Okay. The fire in a 15-foot cube around you gets blasted back. It is working. The oil splatters against the wall. There's some remnants of the fire picking back up around you, but not enough to do any damage whatsoever. You're free to move 10 feet down if you wish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is real bad. And then, as a bonus action, well, no, I won't. Roger didn't take much damage from what I saw.
Okay.
Wait, I guess here's a question.
Yep.
I have a spell that would protect Roger from, like, attack. Would fire count as well, or?
No. Just like
Okay.
gravity isn't an attack, if you hit the ground too
Yeah.
hard, you die.
Yeah, you okay? Fine. Then no.
Okay. Roger. You moving down to Zephyr?
Yeah, I shall.
Alright. You'll probably, if he's thunder waving again, you may want to keep back anyway. Then you can just move half your speed because the fire's not clear anyway. Are you good with that?
Sure.
Think we're coming to the end of it, maybe. Blabbertop, you got anything?
Can I see them?
With the passive perception of 17, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you can make out Zephyr through the flames, just barely between one of the remaining pillars of the cave. But the flames are quite roaring. You can see him fighting after casting Thunderwave. He blasted back and then walking his way forward.
Wow, I gotta use Beacon of Hope more often. That's unrelated.
Okay.
I'm just reading through these.
I'll remind you to use Beacon of Hope more often. Alright, you're taking
Now
too
does,
long, so...
Does Zephyr look singed?
Not yet. No, he's fine. But it would be his turn if you're not doing anything.
Yeah, no.
Zephyr.
It seems like a winning combo for right now. So I'm going to
Thunderwave.
yeah.
Yeah. Fire gets blasted back. Now, some elements of it crop back up and start to burn in little pockets, respreading as the oil settles.
Alright. Yeah, and I'm just running up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to the right.
Here?
Yeah.
Yep. Roger, you want to move up?
Sure, yeah.
Alright, where are you thinking? Here? Here?
Yeah.
Alright. Level top. They're close. You can see them. The fire's dying down, but it's also about to rewrap and envelop them again.
Spell slots do I got left?
Not much I can do, if anything.
There isn't much right now, probably.
I've done it 3 times so far.
Yep.
Okay, that is all of my first level spells. I am looking winded.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I'll yell like this way, but that's all.
Alright. Zephyr.
I think I hear Mr. Blopatup. I'm gonna do it again on this section right in front of me.
Alright. Grouger will be caught up in this. He will have to make a con save.
I'm specifically
I'm pretty
trying
good at these.
I'm trying to angle myself so I don't hurt him.
You
but
can't.
it is
It radiates out of you in a 15-foot cube.
again. Zephyr's just trying his best.
He is trying his best. You might actually be fine, because it says the cube is 15 feet around you, which means that the radius is actually 7.5 feet. So he actually might be fine. So, yeah, kind of a weird description. 15-foot cube originating from you. Either way, you can clear that section of fire.
All right, and I'm heading down.
All right.
Yeah. I want to fly specifically in case there is oil there,
Yep.
so I don't slip.
Well, more is spreading behind you yet again.
Love this.
Yep. Grouger.
I'm sticking close.
Okay. There is not much fire between you and the exit. So, Blopatup's not doing anything, it's just between you guys. What are we doing now?
How far is that?
It's
In
10
like
feet
real units?
of fire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait.
Your call. What are
I'm
we
also
doing?
waiting.
I'm just gonna use my final spell slot. Well, no, it's not my final spell slot. It's yeah, I'm gonna use this as a second level spell slot and do that.
Thunderwave again?
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna say Grouger's smart enough to hide behind a rock before he gets
Yeah,
blasted
He's been
backwards.
looking at the radius,
Kaboom! You're about to be free.
and I'm flying out.
You fly out, Grouger, I imagine you follow.
Mm-hmm.
And you are out of the flaming cave of death.
Wow.
Blopatup made his own way out. Zephyr made it work for him.
I'd like to cast detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
You can. Ain't no magic to detect. Oil and fire is all that stands here.
So do I know where the oil is coming from?
No, no way of knowing. The oil doesn't appear to be magical in any way. It's just oil.
No.
No,
Okay.
it's not super likely it just got there naturally, unless you had some knowledge of the Feywild which told you otherwise.
Right. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
No problem, kiddo. Well, the
You guys
fire
good?
quickly begins to spread again behind you, and that cave erupts in flame.
Hey, so about that butterfly, do you think it led you there, like to kill you? I'm just wondering.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. Well, that was quite an adventure.
No kidding. Flopton is burnt.
Crispy crab. Tasty.
Zephyr's like coughing a little bit from smelling the shellfish.
There was also
not from the smoke.
certainly a lot of smoke in that cave, piling up near the end of that.
It's an allergic reaction, actually.
He's allergic to fire, everyone. Well, the 3 of you lived.
Crusty crab.
Barely.
Yeah.
All right, now what?
Right.
You guys done?
I guess we should head back, huh?
Yeah. Probably.
Maybe so. Would you mind doing the blessing thing on both of y'all's selves?
Can I do that?
Just in case you see that
I look
butterfly thingy again.
my open fingers towards my chest and go, Wololo, I'm protected.
That the crap doesn't work. What do you think this is a joke? What do you think you can just do whatever you want? Come on. No, it doesn't work.
Hey, Wololo, you're protected, Roger.
Yep, that works. That one's approved.
Huh. I guess, right, well, let's head on back.
All right.
Lead on.
You hear the voice of a crab quietly in your spirit bubbled up say, "My child, you're already protected."
Of course.
You just whisper that to yourself?
Yeah.
What's that, Mr. Bubbletop?
It doesn't matter. All right, let's go.
Oh, okay.
We're off to see the wizard. The wonderful Wizard of Oznek. Alright. I gotta teleport you guys a million miles now.
Oh, no.
Hundreds of feet. Thousands even. Back towards the camp. That little excursion probably didn't even cost you any serious amount of time, so it's not like anyone's suspicious, although Groucher has been missing for a little bit. What are you guys gonna do now?
Do we smell like smoke?
I'm sure at least one of you does. Like the one who ran straight through the fire and burned all of the excess water off.
I'm fine.
Okay. What y'all doing?
Did you heal up all the way, by the way?
No.
All right. I'm going to use. Well, hopefully we don't get into another fight today. I'm going to use. I guess is Cure Wounds worth it? I'll use Cure Wounds on him.
I stop him. No, save it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I only have like a lot of spell slots.
Oh, okay.
He is
he's not going to heal himself.
Weedle deedle deedle double deedle dee. Alright, where are we going? What are we doing?
He's going to go sit in a tent.
That's it? Okay. Yeah, nothing worth reporting.
Heal his burns.
Yeah, okay. Heal your burns. Where are Malachi and Vesper now that it's like 2:30?
I don't know, probably doing paperwork or something.
Classic. This is why I play D&D, for the fantasy. My character is doing paperwork.
Honestly,
My taxes.
My taxes! Oh! I don't have my W-2 yet. I need to yell about that. It's very behind.
training my kitten.
Oh,
my
yeah,
W-2
that's
so
the thing
long
you
ago.
gotta do. It's a thing you gotta do. Where would you train your kitten? Probably away from the prying eye, right?
Where is Drya and them other druids still helping make food?
Yeah.
Okay. Right then. Yeah, I'll just anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, because technically, you want to just make your own little farm out here? Honestly?
Yeah.
I can start doing that. Like, it's a bit of work. I'll just
That's what I'd like to do. Just start growing crops and whatnot.
lay it down, get the pathing right. This terrain is rocky and kind of gross, which is why Beatrice didn't plan on it, but there's nothing stopping you guys from doing that. I'm sure she's already asked.
And with the druids and stuff, they might be able to do something about
They
that.
can do some stuff. So, you got your things lined up. We'll go from there. I'm just gonna leave that as crusty one. We'll fix that later. You know, it's a work in progress. What's Robin doing now? I was gonna say, just because I gotta give an update. You curiously find Robin as a bear again. I don't know if you care to inquire about that, but he's just kind of roaming around as a bear. So, even though he was specifically cured, but
He can be whatever he wants.
he can be whatever he wants. So,
Yeah. I mean, once we broke the curse, he's up. He could do what he wants.
He can do what he wants.
What if he's cursed again?
I don't think he's cursed again.
If he's cursed again, honestly, that's on
Deserves
him
it.
then.
Dariah probably would have told Malachi it's a little weird, but he became so used to being a bear that now when he's a person again, it feels weird. So at this point, he's more used to being a bear and he's stronger and can do more stuff. So he's just going to stay a bear most of the time.
Malachi just goes to each his own. I mean, to each his own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little Zephyr was still hanging out here.
He was. All right. So are you relaying any of that wild and wacky story to anyone, Blop Up? You're just sitting with your burns.
If they ask.
I don't know if they're going to ask. Roger, where are you? Are you going back to the sick leave tent?
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to chill. Great.
Never leave this tent ever again.
The most
We're up,
elite.
man.
The most elite of warriors here.
At this point, Zephyr would like to ask Bloptop if he can become his apprentice.
Why would you want that?
I don't
You
know.
see what just happened?
You made it through that fire real quick.
Listen, if he hadn't healed himself, he'd be at 13 tacos.
I don't know what a taco is, sir.
I mean, I guess so. I'm not good at teaching.
I trust. What you don't know, the Stormlord will fix.
All right.
Cool. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Good job. Now you have 2 schools of magic you need to learn from. You're going to be a busy boy. And you're learning from one guy that's cheating. He has a fake diploma of magic.
That's specifically the best person to learn from.
Yeah. The person that gamed the system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair play. All right. Well, I don't know when or if Brandon's going to show up, which is funny because Sable's going
At
to
this
show
point,
up.
probably not.
Probably not. But we got everything we needed done, and I set up the funny little thing. Yeah. Okay. At some point, would someone, either Zephyr, Bloppletup, or Roger, relay what happened to them in the cave before the end of the day?
I'm going to assume one of these other people asked me why I'm burnt.
I mean, Evan definitely.
No, why would we do that?
Evan would, because Evan's going to start treating your burns normally. So
yeah, we apparently we were looking for this butterfly, which apparently didn't exist.
Yeah.
So
hold on.
and then
were you not in the room when I talked about how that one guy, what was his name, from Captain Umbar's camp had that same thing? Were you listening when that was a big problem? He was missing
there's a
for
blank
2
look
hours.
on his face.
Does no one listen to me in this camp?
Pretty much.
Evan goes, no, it's fine, but that was Zephyr. You knew about this, right?
Well, in fairness, I did, but I don't think there was anything he could do about it.
So you do think this isn't a normal? This is a Feywild thing then?
Listen, I did not see any butterfly, but they sure did. And then they didn't. And then we almost died.
That's very strange.
Right.
Yeah, we went in this cave looking for the butterfly, and there's oil on the ground, but we didn't care about that because of the butterfly.
Right.
And Zephyr shook some sense into us. It was like on the ground with coat on the floor.
Like lamp oil?
Was it like thick black oil, or was it like light brown oil?
Slippery light black oil.
Rope?
Yeah, it was pretty slippery. It's hard to walk in there.
It was definitely avocado oil.
Horrifying.
And then somehow it caught on fire, and we barely made it out. That's how I got burnt.
Should we report that or send someone to investigate, or
Probably.
Maybe.
maybe it would be best
It's
for you
worth
to...
a report at least.
Yes, I would check in with whoever. Well, actually, aren't you a general, Bloppletup? So
Am I?
I'm not really sure. Let me check my sheet. And he pulls out.
Listen, they can call me whatever they want, but I don't do much here.
Your official role is Brigadier General. The only superior you have to report to is Vesper and Malik or Malachi. So I suppose take it up with one of them.
I guess I'll mention it.
Zephyr, I suppose you could discuss with the magic school that you're part of now, right? You were transferred?
Right. I did. He is going to sorcery school. That is true.
Well, I would just recommend reporting to whoever your immediate superior officer is. I wouldn't want to take part in this, but I am going to write this down for my file, and I'll be able to talk to you later. We're in the same tent. I'm not that worried about it, but just make sure that gets reported, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Great. So before the end of the day, at some point, who's doing that?
It's another Malachi, it's Vesper.
Okay, Wobbletop's groaning and going to talk to at some point later, after decompressing, going through his wound, you're going to do it like after dinner, or?
Yeah, I'll eat.
Okay.
Is it bland but nutritious?
Bland but nutritious. All that food. You know what I was trying to get you to do? Is if you had a food that was dense and you had 45 pounds of it, you could douse the entire fire. You could just whoosh, just pour the food on it, make it wet, soggy. You put soggy oatmeal on that fire, it's gone. It's over.
Google fire retardant food.
That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't say it. I just
Most food.
Yeah.
Illinois Department of Public Health flame retardants.
Okay.
Control F. Food.
Well, while you do
Whoa.
that.
Watch the R slur there, buddy.
What?
Saw that coming.
So it's just going on about how you might ingest flame retardant by eating foods like dairy, fish,
that's
meat
not,
products.
No, that's not what you want. That's not what you want. All right. At the end of the day, our end of the day activities. Ossian at some point has to test Detroit's blood, which is going to be funny for obvious reasons. But we may just be able to write it off. Detroit, would you have any problem with him discovering that you're, Nick? Why is Nick's name Pee Pee Man?
He's peeing.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. No, that makes sense. Moving on.
The logic is sound.
The logic is sound. We're moving on.
We never explained to John why his name is at the club.
No. And we're not gonna. Not right now. So anyway, the only other thing, the blueprint is on file. We need the teleport amulet, which Stuart is going to have done tonight. And that's it outside. We dealt with Nero. It's Ossian. That amulet's going to be ready, and we can test it theoretically tonight. But probably before then, say after dinner, Bloppletup, are you flagging down Malachi?
Yeah.
All right, where's Malachi after dinner time?
After dinner time, so after training Umbra, I make my typical rounds and sit and talk with the people during dinner time.
You're still Zephyr, but okay.
That's just his inner voice.
That's his dinner voice.
It's my inner monologue.
Malachi's inner monologue. I put on the voice to fit in with high society, but this is my true self. All right. Like, do you eat amongst in the common mess hall, the rabble, the poors?
I walk around and say, that looks good.
Yeah.
And when people offer me, no, you've worked way too hard. You enjoy it.
Great. All right, Bloppletup, you see Malachi making his rounds.
I don't get up, but I try and wave at him to get his attention while eating.
Of course, Malachi, roll perception. Bloppletup is being lazy.
All right.
You need a 12. Your passive perception is 11, so it's not going to cut it.
I need it. 12, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Perception, go. It's a 14.
You vaguely in your peripheral see Bloppletup waving you down.
Oh. Hey, B-Man, how's it going?
Ew.
You don't like it? Okay, I was just testing stuff out. Bloppletop's kind of a long name to say. I mean,
Oh, he's all bandaged and crispy.
Bloppletop's a long name to say. I guess it doesn't work. Why are you wounded? When I saw you earlier, you were sporadically blessing people. Did it hurt you?
Mm-hmm. All right, so what happened was I had to go find. I went up there to get the people way up at that outpost, whatever you call it. It was a long ass walk, let me tell you. And I saw Roger like walking between some rocks up in a field, so I followed him. And Zephyr was with me.
Right.
And he goes into this cave that I might recognize. I don't know. It looks kind of familiar. And we go in this cave, and suddenly I see this beautiful blue butterfly.
Butterfly.
I think Roger saw it too. So I start following it because look at it, right?
Right.
And then
I'm waiting for him to finish chewing.
and then we're trying to get to it, and the whole floor is covered in oil, right?
Oh dear.
But Zephyr, he never saw the butterfly, so he shook us out of it, and suddenly there's no butterfly, right? And then get this, the whole place catches on fire.
What?
The oil went up in flames.
Did someone light it?
I don't know. Zephyr said he didn't sense anything magical around it. I saw a raven when I got out. It was just a raven.
That should be concerning for Malachi because Siobhan.
Yes. It looked like a standard everyday raven.
Yeah.
Well, it seems my little one of my little proteges, Siobhan, seems a demon is hunting her, and it has appeared to follow her here in the form of a raven.
Like a real demon.
Yes, like we didn't have enough to deal with.
That's just here, like flying around as a little bird.
It's the reason we've been putting up so many safety precautions.
Like the idea he's like deep in a piece of chicken and he just drops the drumstick. He's like a real demon, like zero patience.
Chicken from?
It appears so.
Huh. So you're saying this demon tried to kill us? Maybe.
Quite
Possibly.
Yes, quite possibly. Oh dear. Great. Well, I'm glad you're safe, old friend.
What if... Are there any other just normal ravens around, or are they all like the big guys?
Pretty much every raven you've seen has been either a giant raven, the horrifying eldritch monstrosity of the raven, or that one Aarakocra liege, who also has a raven head, but is not a kenku.
So what if we just ask, like, the ravens, like, the big ones, what if we just ask them to keep an eye out for normal ravens until, like, capture it or kill it or whatever? Because if it's just a bird, then, like, who cares, right? But if it's a demon, then, like, even better.
I think it's worth it. I hope they don't.
They can probably tell each other apart if they do get small.
Yes, that is a fair point. Yes, I'll send a message to him right away. Thank you. That looks. It looks all right.
So true. Alrighty. So.
Oh, I forgot to mention too. What's the name of the medic guy in the tent?
Evan Sergeant Higgins, I think. What is his rank? Let's find out.
He popped up remembers ranks.
No, he's a master sergeant. He also has a rifle now.
Oh yeah, that medic guy in the tent that I'm in. He mentioned that someone else was seeing butterflies too.
Right. Well, I'm hoping that the blessing that you've put on people, thank you again for that, will help at least with combating seeing such things.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy your. And I just walk
I
off.
will.
Yeah, yep. Heroic. All right. Well, the last remaining item. Steward emerges from his tent in front of Malachi and is holding a small wooden box. He stares at you expectantly.
I'm staring back.
He gestures, offering you the box.
And I just like raise my eyebrows. Use your words.
It is finished.
Oh, thank you, Stuart. Uh, uh, I really appreciate all the work that you've put into this.
Indeed. I have tested it myself. It won't work until tomorrow morning, but I assure you it is calibrated correctly.
Well, I suppose we can't go to the archives tonight then. All right.
Correct. But it was a necessary step.
Question. When you tested it, where did you attempt to go?
I attempted to go to a specific location which I had seen and memorized a few days prior. It's a location not too far off, close to the North Camp Watch. I envisioned a very specific jagged rock. I chipped away at a section of that rock, used it as the focus, and there I was.
Fascinating. All right. Well, tomorrow morning.
Indeed. Tomorrow
Please,
morning.
please. I know you've been working hard. Go to the mess hall area and get yourself some.
I'm not
should-
hungry, thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. Well,
But if you'd
Yeah.
be willing to part with it for the night, I may stay up late reviewing that blueprint, so it was cold.
Malachi had an internal dilemma. Um. Shh.
Is something the matter?
Yes. Not. It's not a problem. It isn't a problem. Uh, I was actually thinking of going over it as well, so perhaps we could do that together.
That is suitable.
Perfect.
Excellent. I'll be where I always am. And he slinks back into the tent.
Oh, I was thinking we go to the magic school.
Oh. Well, there's still people in it.
It's late in the evening. I don't imagine they're doing evening classes. They do need to do some physical training as well.
No, I see. Well, if the
Yes.
building is empty, that's fine. I simply don't want any unnecessary company.
Well, I may want to bring one person along just because this is interesting magically.
Very well. Who would that be?
You know, your boy FS, I say.
No, I do not know Yaboy FS, nor do I know what you're saying.
You don't know FS? I mean, all right. Well,
I know of him. I have never heard him referred to as Yaboy, nor do I know what you are saying.
anyway, you've got to keep up with the times. Anyway,
The times are behind me.
All right, let's forget this. Let's just
Yes.
go and work on
It
this.
is suitable. Take your apprentice. We shall meet in the schoolhouse.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna spend the night poring over the diagram before going to bed late? Is this the play?
At least up to midnight.
Okay.
So that we get 6 hours of sleep and wake up at 6 a.m.
Okie dokie. Sounds good. All right. What would I even make you roll for this? would I even make you roll for this? Because we'll say you spend like 4 hours looking it over, categorizing what you need. There's a big thing you're going to need, which is fairly convenient. The design indicates the metal to be used as brass, but there are suitable substitutes, but it'll change some of the weight ratios is the problem, unless it can be manufactured to specific specifications. There are parts that could be made out of gold, which, as you said, is available in the plenty in the archives. The other segment that you need is that diamond/crystal, which will be the centerpiece of the arcane focus. You need a steel rod, so that you'll need a lot of iron, which Steward swears the guardians have to be made out of iron. That's what it looks like. Some of it is oxidized and rusted over time. So you imagine that he has a source of iron somewhere that could get you that rod. And then iron is used in some of the other various connector pieces that connect the whole mechanism. The base is a little bit weird. It's indicated as basalt, although it says that any stone base will do. The only issue is you need a fairly large stone base. Chiseling such a thing would be difficult. You ideally want it to be cast in one thing with specific markers laid out for basically cementing some of the core mechanics in place. The other pieces are smaller. There is no wood in this contraption. It is all either metal or stone. Some of the more intricate mechanisms are quite complicated, particularly the alignment tools that link into the diamond itself. Those are going to be probably the hardest thing to manufacture, and because they are very detailed and specific, Steward is imagining it's not something that would be easy to just fabricate. Or even if you were fabricating, that spell is extremely expensive and it would be kind of impractical to do by itself. It would be better if someone was proficient with a set of tinkerer's tools and had the resources to make something like that happen, where they could either cast some small molds, use a small furnace and make those little parts to get things working. The other larger stuff is surprisingly easier to manufacture. It's just a question of gaining the materials to do so. Is there anything specific you would like to know during this little study outside of what I have already mentioned?
No, I think that's fine. I think the only thing I would have wanted to know really was if there was some kind of shortcut we could take.
Now you're talking. Steward has a theory that this thing is extremely over-engineered, meaning the precision that it's designed to operate at is far beyond what you need, particularly because it's largely going to be dependent on, say, the individual teleporting to it. Meaning, so long as the person teleporting towards it knows comfortably what they're doing, the specifications may not be so rigorous. What the design is over-engineered to do is make sure that anyone who has a knowledge of the specific focus, whether they've seen it or not, or whatever, is able to teleport there. That's not even not necessarily what you need.
Yes, it's not necessarily what I want either.
In which case, the calibration may be much simpler, and all you actually need to do is set up the focus, probably eliminate some of these additional arms, and then it'll do what you need it to do. It's possible that this blueprint is designed to do something far beyond what you're attempting to do, but includes a piece of what you're attempting to do. But you could strip it down and maybe get the same result.
I imagine that when the time comes, we can tweak it, but for now, we can just work on what we specifically need, which is just a way for the people who need to know to get there, can get there. I don't want everybody being able to get to the archives either.
What you and FS should do is you should roll. I guess FS would roll Arcana, and you would roll your spellcasting mod to try to interpret what magical elements are at play here, because you can infer. You may. Maybe it's an investigation roll. You can infer what this does based on the magic elements that are provided here. Potentially. Okay. It's a 27 FS. What do you got?
What am I rolling?
You're rolling Arcana. That's right, because I just subbed Malachi's Arcana.
11.
Okay. FS, you're reviewing it. You're understanding how the focus is going to work as a draw. What you're not understanding is why all of these tuning things need to be in place. These arms and mechanisms that lock the focus in place and add all of these modifiers to it, which you're not even understanding what the purpose is. It just doesn't really make sense. Malachi, when you start to look deeper into it, this seems to be more than just a teleportation circle. This is something that allows interdimensional travel.
Oh?
This is something that simultaneously acts as a temporal teleporter as well as a planar teleporter, which is why the additional tuning implements are needed to lock the focus, because it's not just honing in the focus, it's honing in on that focus across dimensions. Meaning, if there were some being that knew about the focus and what it was, they would be able to lock onto it across dimensions. Not, however, across time, based on what you're reading and even what little you know of Primus. But the reason some of these arms are over-engineered is because it's doing the equivalent of what tuning forks do when you're attempting to plane shift. It's locking the element in across all dimensions, so no matter where you're at or what plane you're at, it can find that artifact and you'll end up in the right place because the circle will do the rest of the work and drawing you towards that plane. This is one of the most radical instances you have ever seen of technology and magic. A design like this could only have been conceived by a god.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we save this for when we get to the archives. We begin working on it there. That way, no matter where we are on whatever plane we're on, the archives can actually be yes, and a good base of operations.
Interesting. I'm surprised I wasn't able to surmise this myself. That's why the equivalent of tuning forks include, of course, the stabilizing across planes.
I will communicate this to Vesper and Malik in the morning.
Excellent. Well, if that's the case, I think it's much more likely we'll be able to get a permanent circle up. It'll just only work in the Feywild, but these tuning forks would likely allow it to work outside of that context, which would be most valuable.
Do we need one right now?
One what?
The circle.
It is your call. Easy access to the archives was your goal. I'm certainly intrigued to make the trip myself.
Well, I'm thinking we have the amulet. We could use it to get there, and we just take a few people with us now. People who know how to cast teleport.
That is doable, yes. You'd simply have to check if Osnick has already expended his abilities for the day. I don't think he has.
Oh, no, I don't believe we need to go today either. It is. What time is it? We did dinner.
Well, I'm a bit of a night person. I believe it's 12:03, which is 3 minutes past the time you agreed to stop.
No. The army...
It is technically tomorrow, meaning Sunday. So it is a new day.
No, let us make sure that we are rested, so then you have recovered some of the magic you've used throughout the day as well.
Yes, very well. That works. Well, this was a most fruitful evening, gentlemen.
Excellent. I'm gonna go find my wife now.
Okay,
bye.
Good luck. Your wife is dead! I killed her! No, she's inside.
Fortnite dance.
There you go. Put these guys back in their funny room. Where did I think FS is just in the tent with the other, and Siobhan is with Dalton. That's what it was. Alright. That's a successful day. Steward retires, and everybody can tick off their long rest and get all of their stuff back.
Oh,
wow.
Zephyr.
Well, the 6 hit points I lost somewhere at some point over the last
Zephyr
5 sessions
needed
or whatever.
one.
Oh man, 27 hit points.
Ooh, first level spell slots. Welcome back.
All right. Yeah, because we started on Saturday. We assumed we had already slept and went to a new day. So now it is Sunday morning. It should be 8 at 0600. Yes. We're a few
Time to
days
go
out from the
downstairs
ultimate.
and make a sandwich.
Probably. I don't think
Because I haven't eaten dinner.
You should do that. I don't think I'm going to require anything of you in the immediate future. In like the next
I'll
30
be
minutes.
back.
Oh, yes. Yes, Jacob, yes. There's a certain DM that's aware of that fact. Yeah.
Once they've woken up and Malachi does all his morning rituals,
Yep.
he's gonna immediately. I imagine they have like a daily meeting or something, maybe.
Who, the sorcerers or the generals?
The generals.
Yeah, probably. If you want a daily meeting, there's a daily meeting. It's pretty easy. There's
I don't know
there's three people in charge of this army.
I hope Bailey isn't like overkill, but
If it's only like 10 minutes, then no.
We can just like eat breakfast together and
just
chat or
eat,
something.
just eat breakfast in the tent, you know?
yeah, then that works.
Yep.
And I'll fill them in on what the blueprints will allow us to do.
Yep. It's pretty crazy. Malik is like skeptical, but like it also makes sense. But also like, what the heck? Danuk got you this? How did Danuk get the blueprint? This is very confusing. And Danuk is there, and he's just like, you didn't ask. So, yeah, very interesting information. All right. Other than that,
have we heard of anyone struggling with any like Feywild shenanigans through the night? Did Bloppletop's blessing help?
You haven't had any recent problems. Evan's been trying to keep a log of what's been going on with that. So he's been keeping an eye out.
Hoping the blessing will lower the number.
Yeah, it did not restore Damien's memory, but Damien does seem to be more lucid than previously.
Good.
So, but Bloppletop is going to have to make the rounds and do Wololo, you are protected again. So
Yeah,
he's
question.
a busy boy now. Yep.
Here's my question.
Mhm.
Now that we've done something like that, how is the public feeling about us? You know, we're trying to deal with stuff. What's our approval rating right now?
It's a mixed bag,
Is
but
it improving though?
it's hard to tell because some people, you have a very drastic spread of individuals in this army. Some people are, and Malik can tell you this, and maybe I'll just tell you Malik. It's complicated. Some people are in this army realistically because their lives were horrible and they were looking for a way out, and they got it in this. Some people were specifically looking for a fight, and I can assure you Nero Poacher's one of them, which is why he's having a bit of a tough time. A lot of these people, the peasants who joined us willingly, some of which, yes, their farms were burned, some of them were little more than slaves looking for a way out. Some weren't highly offended and just were seeking something else. I'm sure they're thrilled to not be fighting. The problem is that our top performing men, our people who are looking for action, have been not doing great. The rifles have certainly helped with that. The people who are training there seem to be excelling, and we have quite a few more who are gaining proficiency with it. But,
well, perhaps we can aid in that. We know that we're expecting guests soon. Perhaps if we let them know that something is coming and they need to be prepared for that.
That's fair. That'll certainly keep their minds off of it. The biggest thing is, I think Nero brought it up, is some of these men lack an understanding of their new purpose. I don't think many of the peasants have that issue. If they're being fed and they're not under attack, they're most pleased.
True. Well, the war has not stopped, and it really has not. I think it's just a shift in understanding of exactly what it is that before we can attack, we must, before we can launch forward, sometimes we have to pull back.
Right. I'm confident that things will continue to improve. All right. So, in terms of what happens next, are we attempting to go to the archives?
Oh, I was just wondering who we would take because I don't want to take all our
That's what
powerful
I was
people.
going to bring up. I'm pretty sure you should go.
Mhm.
Vesper, I imagine, would stay in the leak or handling logistics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, FS is obviously coming with you, right?
Mm.
You
I mean,
could.
I think once we need a few spellcasters to stay.
Yes.
But I was thinking I would like Osnek to go
Mm-hmm.
and Stewart, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But that's our most powerful ones. I just need them to see the archive.
Yes, correct. Floppletuff has to stay now. He has
Mhm.
duties. You could bring Grouger if you feel like it would help him out.
Yeah, let's take Roger as well.
Yep, keep him under your wing.
And also, honestly, Siobhan, that might keep her out of the way of the Raven.
Yes, I was thinking about that. Let's say, where is Beta?
We have put up our private sanctums,
Yeah.
like all of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Beta might want to come along.
Yeah, and so if he's recovering, we
He
could
can.
come to.
He's doing better.
There's only. I'm just thinking about people who just can have a. Well, there's no food and stuff in there actually.
No.
So should we stock up on some stuff to go with?
Well, Osnek can just create food and water.
Oh, okay. Shoot. Okay.
That's not really a problem, yeah. Wizards make things easy, bro. They just cheat.
Honestly, he could just make Magic Mansion in there.
He could. Like, it's just expensive. It's a 7-level spell slot. So then he couldn't teleport the same day. So it's probably advisable not to do that, especially because the space is comfortable. But, all right. So in terms of how many people, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that might be as many as you can take.
I think so.
Is it you and 8 other people or you and 7 other people? I can never remember.
I
think it's 8 additional people. Now, the good news is you're not burning a spell swap by teleporting over there now that you have the item. Yeah, you and 8 willing creatures.
We can only use it once, so we can only use it to get there.
That is the other problem, yes. To get back, Osnek would have to burn a slot.
Okay.
But if you take these, you and up to 8 other people, you could take one more person.
Part of me wants to take Dryad. Are they doing heavy work in the field right now?
Yeah, probably.
All right, no, I'll leave her.
I was gonna recommend you just take one of Jacob's characters for meta reasons.
Yeah, no. I wasn't thinking. I was like, who else is one of his other characters?
Light McKay.
Okay.
Light
Light
McKay.
McKay has proven himself as crazy muscle and is currently unassigned at
This
this
is true.
mission.
He can come
So,
for sure.
This guy's like crazy. The only other thing I'm thinking, like you could get parts back if you wanted, but I don't know if it's gonna matter. I don't know how long we're gonna be here. I was so excited. Like I have, they're just sitting here.
Take parts as well.
Okay.
Just because I mean we haven't explored everywhere in there, and so we don't know if we're going to need some muscle there as well.
I was gonna say leave Saul. Beta might be like a little hesitant / might drop out, but Saul is in a better spot, and the camp has been relatively safe. So,
Okay. And Soul can. Well, Soul was staying in the
in the house, I think.
Yeah, so he can just stay here. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's the safest place
Yep.
he can be at.
Yep. He's also not helpless. Like a lot of his problem was he was emaciated, and it's been a little bit. Like he doesn't have the muscle mass.
Let him stay in the camp during the day.
Okay.
Because his father or his people, they know him. They could scry on him.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, if he's not coming,
You got 8. You have everyone has a character as well.
Danuk?
Danuk could come. You just don't have room for him.
Oh, is that 9? Okay, yeah, okay.
You're at you and 8 other people, unless Beta drops out. The reason Beta wants to come along, because he was telling you, is because the archives is the type of place that his father would covet, like
Yes, no, for sure.
desperately. So
Yeah,
he's intrigued.
okay, that's fine.
Yep. Alrighty, that's your crew. You can set up whenever you want. Let me tell you now, I'm hungry again because I didn't. Yeah, I ate a bowl of cereal. That wasn't enough food. That was what the problem was.
So of course, we're gonna send word through the camp,
Yes.
um, just so that they're aware people are missing, so they need to be on high alert.
Yep.
And also, we're not giving everyone details. We're just specifically telling them we've had great success in one of our undertakings,
Yep.
and so a few members of the camp will be missing.
Yep. Off on a mission. Do you have a return date set? I imagine you'd want to return before the elves show up on Tuesday, right?
I don't imagine. I honestly wasn't thinking we stay there long at all.
Okay. Like basically a day and then the next morning teleport out. Or even with Osnek, you can spend less than a day there because you can just teleport back to the camp.
less than a day. Just
Okay.
the whole point is to let the people who can teleport see it,
Yep.
and yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Shall we?
We shall.
I don't know if I even have. I'm gonna have to like load the map. It's not even on here. I don't think I need. I don't need Upper Lucine West anymore. I think that's a dead no one. Oh, I had the Feywild map here. I could just pull this up. All right. Oh well. Palace. I'll just keep that just in case. I think mission map is officially deprecated. I'm gonna get rid of that.
Watch us go back to one of those places.
Yeah, and it'll all be ruined. Just trying to keep my thing decluttered, keep my file size from being massive. Although these files are like kilobytes large, it's like basically.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I need to find the archives map. Ape Man Palace. It's not Palace, is it? No, because Palace is House of Mirror. Citadel. Citadel.bmmf. That'll probably just be the easiest one. Or no, I'm gonna want one that's because I think I need one that has the Citadel on it because it'll be more recent. Let's see when we were last in the archives. Channel videos. We're in the archives. Big Bad Evil Guy fight. Back to base episode 24. Looks like the last time we were in the archives. So let's import session 24. Post. Don't overwrite the map data or save entities. Import session 24. Okay, this looks good. I don't need name mirror. This is an old Feywild. I don't need this. Mission map. I don't need this. Does this not have it? Palace, I don't need this. Okay, that might have been a complete whiff. Looks like it was. Alright, session 23 it is. Session 24. Wow, I don't have any of the files. I have session 19. Okay, cool. Thanks. Very awesome. Oh, I named them Citadel. Citadel 23, that's why. Made it its own file name, broke the naming conventions. Kind of makes sense, but also very annoying. Okay. Now I can get rid of everything that is the archives. This is crazy. Like, this map is wild. Look at how much crap happened here. Get rid of all the people. Is there people in the archives? No, that's archives data. Okay. So the people. You're not here anymore. None of you are here anymore. Oh, look, it's Kingy. Harry, all your fake names. I forgot about that. That's hilarious. That's a bowl. Okay.
That's a bowl of blood.
It is a bowl of blood. A very important person's blood. This guy's dead. These guys aren't here anymore. Sorry, that was you guys chipping away to get as much dragon parts as you could,
Yes, sir.
which was so heroic of you. Okay. So in terms of who is brought along here, let's get everybody in here. I'm just going to preemptively load you up and then we'll walk back and go through the actual teleportation. Unless you want to just handle, like, because realistically what happens is you choose a neutral location, you link arms. Your focus is the that item that you use to unseal stuff from the Seal of Yore, which was given to you by, what, that silver dragon descendant of Elabar.
Mhm.
So it's pretty straightforward. Because you have that, you're going in. I'm just going to imagine you're focusing on the foyer, in which case that is where you will end up. And the only thing I don't have the light pink set up, which means I gotta do it manually. FS. Who else? Roger is number 5. Beta is another one. Light McKay. And then who else am I missing here? That's 6. Who else did we bring?
Word,
Steward. Yes.
word, and parts.
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 Word and parts.
Got it.
No longer private parts.
No longer private. Master Sergeant Parts. Okay. You guys have arrived in the archives. After a steward crossing his fingers, the circle being locked, everyone is set up. You cast the verbal component. You are not going to a permanent circle. You are using an associated object. You're very familiar. You do need to roll, I think. Let me just make sure.
I'm back.
No, you have an associated object, so you do not need to roll. Welcome back. You're just in time for us getting to the archives. You just teleported in. Everything worked without a hitch. And Osnek is the first to say, "Excellent. Well done, steward. What
Agreed.
place this
Fantastic work.
is." All right.
Cool. So last time we were here, I believe.
That slop on the floor. That's... Ooh, is that melted water?
Oh.
That's most unfortunate. All right, so
No,
on the
there was
floor is melted water.
Bill the bill.
It was a treasury. It was a treasury room. I think we should get that if we should find a good location here to start working on the teleportation circle.
Well, I would say, since this is already a foyer, we may as well put it right here, in the center of all the action. Unless, of course, there is more to see elsewhere.
There is plenty to see.
Well, then
But-
let's take a tour, shall we?
But I think this would be a good location. Let's go through as well. And
This place is insanely massive, says Beta, towering over everyone.
and if we want to grab some more spell scrolls, that would be a good idea.
It would be most excellent. All right, where are we headed?
Well, I really want to go to the treasure room. So much gold is in there,
Okay.
and I know last time it was booby trapped, so I am hoping it's not anymore.
All right, is everybody's in a group, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
All right, Roger, you did consent to this, yeah? I didn't just kidnap you?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, cool. You've been here before. You know the block. You can see if
Roger has not been here before.
No, that's right. Never mind. I'm a fool. It was Bill. I fell for the
Bill.
classic blunder.
Bill is still here, technically.
Bill is still here, and you could, because he's a pile of bone ash, true resurrect him at any point if you acquire the resources, because his corpse is not moving from that location. Okay. Into the room.
I got a smell in here now.
Yeah, a smell.
All the acid, yeah.
He was
yeah.
like acid melted.
There was the decaying dragon corpse is the bigger thing.
I forgot about that.
That's rough. That's over here. I think
Oh,
it's
just
it's
press the
literally
digitation that away.
yeah, I can actually put it back because the black dragon's corpse. Big mode. Oh, he was bigger than that. Big mode. Okay, maybe not that big. There you go. Alrighty. This room was not trapped. The problem is all of the gold is cursed. That's the bigger issue. And I think there was a mimic. There was at least one mimic.
Yeah,
Which
and we
means
killed it.
there are very likely more mimics, but nobody
Don't
went
say that.
rooting around. Well, I'm just saying, if there's one mimic, there's 20, you know what I'm saying? So,
No, that's not how this works. No.
no, I'm not saying it is the DM. I'm saying it is like common sense. If there's one mimic, be on the lookout for more. But I think
I'm saying it as
Malachi,
I'm saying it as a broke man.
yeah.
We want to investigate. I think
Okay.
we have no gold whatsoever.
Well, you have an investigator, one of the best of all of the investigators that have been introduced, which is like 3 people. So,
We didn't take anyone who could remove curses, huh?
no.
So don't get cursed. I mean,
We don't need the gold right away, I guess.
I think Bloppletup removed a curse on the gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he removed it also on I guess I remember he did it for Robin.
I never took the gold.
Sage did. I don't actually. Maybe you guys don't know if it's good. I think I may. Yeah, because Bloppletup didn't have remove curse. That was specifically one of the problems. I think I may have alluded that it's likely that the gold is cursed, but you guys don't have a way of knowing that for sure. But Dragon.
Hey,
What
I
had the gold in his possession when they tried to leave? I don't know what happened to it.
I don't know.
That is true. He pocketed some.
Did he? But you guys,
Yeah.
you guys unseal of Yord it. That's one thing. I remember that. But you did take some of the dragon's gold?
Yeah.
Who took? How much did you take?
Oh, I had it written down at one point.
Oh, brother.
It was like
Is it on your sheet?
no.
I didn't remember this until he mentioned it just now.
Yeah, I didn't remember him taking. I mean,
It was
maybe
probably somewhere between 500 or like 250.
I remember because you were calculating how much gold was per square.
Yeah. You have 285 gold on your person.
I just have that. That's my money.
Okay. Okay. See if we can find how much you took.
It was in like a note, like a text file somewhere, and that's gone.
Text file? You don't
Yeah,
even got no Google
that's-
Doc? You know there's
that's
a
what
notes page on your character sheet.
I just opened up like Notepad.
Oh my gosh. There's a other section. Enemies Gorbo. What? What are you doing this? You have FS in here. I forgot about him. That's
What?
funny. You have a FS he's like a stat block of a guard. I think that's deprecated because you have a character sheet for him now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can remove this. Delete. Do no maintenance on your character sheet. No gold. Okay, well, let's just move on. The gold may or may not be cursed.
Well, I can always cast Identify on it.
You can always cast Identify on it. Oh,
But-
Ducky.
So is it cursed?
No.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Well,
If he took
Alright.
some and I didn't strike him dead, it's probably not cursed.
all right, so Malachi's going to try to be as professional as he can.
Yeah.
He's like sprinting towards the goal.
Basically an infinite money glitch. You do have to be careful because this will cause terrible inflation if it's all introduced to the economy at once.
No. We're not taking everything. We're just taking enough. I honestly would like to repay the men of the camp for what they gave.
Yeah.
I think that would also boost approval.
Yeah, you could absolutely do that.
But like leave here as a store for money.
Yep. I will say, Will I say? Let me think about it. I will. These coins are not minted in the same way that the coins on the material plane in Mandril are minted.
Sure.
But it's still gold.
But it is gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not like a 1-to-1. You couldn't like go in this and buy it with the shop. They'd be like, well, this is weird. But they might take it because it's gold.
That's all it needed. That's all we need. Yeah. We'll take some to give to the men, and then at some point, I want to take enough to pay back the other members of the party
Yep.
and kind of restore us to good standing.
Sounds good. This is probably as much gold as Xerxes has in his royal stores.
And then we're also
Actually, that's what Beta's gonna say is this is probably as much gold as my father has in his royal stores.
I also feel slightly bad because technically this belongs to the Eldrin.
Yeah, that is true.
So I don't want to take, I think it should be like, hey, we opened here for them, we can take, but we're not draining their resources.
Yeah.
Bahamut said something last time we were in here. I forget what exactly.
Do I recall?
You can't recall because I don't recall. That's the problem. Because I thought
it was like don't or something like that.
I think that's what it was. Because it was like there's a very high likelihood this is cursed. That's what dragons do. They curse, they go.
Because of the curse. Yeah.
That's what it was. So, but I didn't know Bloppletuck took some. It changes everything. Are you sure you took some?
Yes.
No, I definitely think he did.
I remember specifically thinking, I wonder what's going to happen with that. It's probably not going to be good, but I don't know that he did that in character, so I can't say anything about it.
How much gold did you give me an estimate?
Pick 250 or 500. It was one of those two.
Okay, great. Can't believe I done this.
I mean, we didn't take it out of here until the thing was dead, so...
Yeah, but curses don't just necessarily die with the dragon. Because they're mean like that.
So Bloppletup might be cursed.
Bloppletup is definitely 8,000% cursed. But I didn't determine what the curse did because I was like, nobody's gonna take the gold. And I didn't know he took the gold. And he got off scot-free for months. For real life months.
Sometimes curses be like that, though.
Sometimes curses do be like that. I'm just gonna give him like AIDS. It just takes months to sentence or something.
Honestly, the stigma is the worst part.
The stigma is the worst part. What am I gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? Because it'll be funny. It's gonna be so funny. Let me write this down in my notes so that I know about it. The header is gonna be Bloppletup is cursed in all caps.
Do you think he's cursed?
I do. I actually know that he's cursed because as the DM I've determined it's so. But you're right. We're gonna let it take effect, and it's gonna be real interesting. All right. I'm not even gonna comment on it. I'm not even gonna comment on it. I have it written down, and I'll just start slowly making his life worse and worse in a variety of ways. But anyway, the gold is probably cursed, so be careful or find a way to disable the curse, or otherwise don't take it. Now, nothing bad has happened to Bloppletup yet.
Now? I thought you just told us it wasn't cursed anymore.
Well, no. I was leaning that way. But the problem is that the Jacob threw the wrench. Because the wrench was, I remember clearly.
Listen, Linda, listen.
It was Bloppletup. I mean, it was Bahamut who told you the gold is very
yes, so it may no longer be. See, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Bahamut's voice comes over the intercom. You hear him tapping the mic, and he says, "It's still cursed."
It's still cursed.
Right, well, the identify spell that just told me no. So let me know.
That's why it's getting retconned because, like I said, There's one piece of information I forgot. Jacob united everything in my brain. Bahamut specifically religiously went, dragon gold cursed. No, don't do. Bad. And I stand by that. Because if that happened, you should not take this gold as it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
It was in session 24. If you're
Oh, I'm
interested in
aware
looking
what
back
session
at
it was in
afterwards.
because I just found.
I'm still gonna cast Identify now and see what the updated gold says.
Okay. The server updates were behind. It is cursed. There is a curse. You know what I'll give you? You're casting Identify on a pile of coins, right? How Identify is a first level spell? Or is it a cantrip?
So, no, it's a ritual.
It's a ritual. Okay. The first piece of gold you point at is not cursed. The
Are you
second
doing
piece of gold,
individual pieces?
every individual piece has a curse.
Dog, I don't want that. I don't want that money.
Some
Forget
curses are unique.
Yo, don't that. I don't want that gold.
Well, the one you picked wasn't cursed. One.
Okay.
But you will have to check every single coin. How much does the Identify cost? How much does it take ritually? 10 minutes? 10 minutes per gold piece. Time is
It's
money.
not-
Time is money, baby.
So what you're
Doesn't
saying
it
is we
best
kidnap a
rituals?
bunch of people.
It's not
Or
worth
is that
it.
only one specific one?
Is what only one specific one?
No, it was never mind. He gets to cast message twice as fast.
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
So yes, it's possible that some of the gold isn't cursed. Most of the gold is cursed. Some of the curses might be unique.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that before, that it was like
I did, and then it didn't come up, and then I forgot.
lots of the gold is clean, but not all of it, and that's you would have to check each and every single one
I did.
or
I
risk it.
feel like I really did specifically say that because that was the
I
system I had designed.
just thought once the dragon was gone, the gold was good.
No, bro. No. Cause like think about all these spells that just like exist forever. Or like, okay, if you curse an item, okay, as a wizard, and then you die, does the curse just magically go, well, the wizard who cast me died, I'm done now? No, he done changed the weave of magic to do that.
Yeah, but nature is healing.
Rejected. Argument thrown out.
No, I thought specifically that because the dragon was
Nature,
dead.
you're right in almost everything else, but not the curses, because the dragon by its own nature causes region effects, but that's different from him very intentionally going, and this gold I will curse in this way.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Nature is healing in this way.
Yeah. If nature was healing, the gold would go back to the ground from which it was mined. Anyways, that was an interesting sidebar. So in conclusion, each individual piece of gold is cursed. Maybe some of them aren't. It would be a nightmare to find out.
Anyway, let's go for the real treasure, knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cursed too, by the way. It's not.
I don't know if that's a joke or not.
No, it's a joke.
Okay.
Unless
Unless
Really?
some knowledge was not meant for mere mortal men. The
Mhm.
wizards who serve you are being corrupted by its very...
No.
No, specifically not. Anyway, touring the spell section of the archives, the 3-wing. I think I have notes on this somewhere. What do I even have? This is stupid garbage. Throw that in the trash. I have notes on what the sections were. I don't know where it is. It's probably in this Google Doc. But I imagine you're just setting up camp and looking at spell scrolls, looking at spells.
I don't know if we're even necessarily setting up camp. I think it's more that people are just investigating stuff just so they get familiarized with the place.
Okay.
And then if needs be, we can literally just go back. We don't need to spend time there.
Correct.
Because we have a big, incoming threat.
Correct. I'm trying to find my dang notes. No, it's the campaign lore document. That's where it is, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Couldn't tell you.
The archives. Layout.
I
Boom.
hope
There
your
it is.
notes are better organized than mine are.
Mine are pretty organized. The problem is I just can't remember on the fly. The whole idea is for things that are recurring or not immediately relevant in a session, it's in the campaign lore document. I have a session notes document that tracks every important thing that happens in the session, but I forget to record stuff sometimes, and then I want to kill myself later. And then I have the Google Sheet, and then I have session notes for the older things, like the original notes document. It's a bit of a mess, but it could be worse. All right. Anyways, Stuart is immediately going to attempt to find and steal a diamond to use as the arcane focus, which he succeeds in doing.
Is it cursed?
No. But
Okay.
if it is, it's not your problem until Stuart keels over and dies. But
No. We're casting Identify on that.
oh, okay, it's not cursed.
He's a wizard. He can do that
He can
himself.
do it. He's a sorcerer. He's not a wizard.
Oh, yeah.
He's a sorcerer in the Sorcerers of Mayhem. You didn't know that Stuart was a sorcerer?
No, I do know that.
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot.
Yeah. Specifically. So he's more like you technically than Osnick.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. Anyways, then this might be pretty simple. We're like half an hour out from when I wanted to stop, but we started late just because I want to be able to go to bed because I gotta get up early tomorrow and do crap for a real job. I don't think Brandon's showing up. So
Yeah.
You think
yeah.
he's not showing up?
I don't think so. I mean, it's 10:32. So
10:30. What else is 10:30?
well, I
Man.
mean, he has a Super Bowl party going on right now. Oops, I said the word. He has a big game party going on right now.
I said, what else is 10:30?
What? How are we not winning?
10:32. Anyway.
Okay. You're banned. So, you explore the archives briefly, you assemble some resources, Osnick Steward peruse the gallery of spells, reading some books, reading some history. Osnick is probably gonna. Are you allowed to? You can help him sign out some books from the library, right?
With the seal of your.
Yeah, remove the seal of your. You can do that.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Osnick is taking history books. Stewart is just gonna take some components and crafting stuff. You gotta seal that. Beta's just looking around, goes through the halls. Anybody else want to do anything here? All right.
What's the sludge on the ground? Kind of looks like a guy.
I guess also just kind of copying down some more spells.
Okay.
Wow,
I'll
really?
give you one spell to copy down.
He's got a name tag that says Bill on it.
Hi, I'm
Wait, was it Bill or maybe?
both.
Okay,
They were the same person.
they were the same person. Dun, dun,
Both
dun.
were in the prophecy in contention for it because the prophecy referenced a maybe man, like someone who's maybe a man, but it turned out to be Blobbletup.
Mm.
So then maybe was renamed Bill because he was a fake maybe.
Mm. Interesting. You said it's like a number of hours per the spell limit, the spell level.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Do you have a pick?
I guess any of the spellcasters, if they want to take some time, they could do that too,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should just decide how long we think we're gonna stay.
That is the question.
If we stay for like 3 hours and just head back, we could do like a level 2 spell.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty.
Okay.
Stay for 2 hours, and I'm at. Do you want us to do what we did last time and just text you what spells we want?
Probably. That'll be
All right.
just level 2 spell.
Excellent.
I think Osnek is just going to be reading history books, and then Stewart is, well, I mean, he'll be like familiarizing himself with the area too, but that's what Stewart will be doing, and then sizing up where the permanent circle would go, and if there are any materials here that already help you with that, if they can use the gold or whatever. Sizing all that up. And if that's all, technically you guys can just head right back. We good?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Easy peasy. Archive
The area
crypt
is
done.
breached and cleared.
Kabloom. You can't teleport into here, but you can teleport to a specific area of the farm. I don't know what Osnek's focal point would be. Probably like the house. Just teleport out in front of Vitris's house. And then boom. Done. You can walk your way back
His
into the
focal
camp.
point is Vitris.
I mean, just the house, really. Not Vitris himself. That'd be a little horrifying. It'd be a little creepy, a little weird. But then everybody can just settle back in. Only 3 hours have passed, which means it would be like Sunday, probably at 12. Only a few days out from the elves arriving. Where is quest times? There it is. Okay. Now, we can do a few things. I can set up everything so that theoretically, if Brendan is here next week for the first time in over a year, he can actually play Sable. What that would require is that we jump to Tuesday morning.
Tuesday.
It hasn't been a year yet, has it?
What do you mean?
It has been a real life year. Sable was last played. Let's see. Where was it? It wasn't in the King and the Creative King. It was this, Elves. I should just pull up the session because then I'll find it pretty quickly. Playlists, view full.
Oh, the last time I played Cagliari and Rainy was July 16th.
Okay,
All right.
maybe
Well,
it
the
was.
last time I played Bill was he's
Maybe he
dead.
died. Yeah, because let's see. You said July
So-
16th.
With this passing week, or with this next week passing, it will be 6 months,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Or am I wrong?
I don't know. It's too much
No,
math.
that was last month. I don't like.
Month math
I
is
used to be able to
hard.
do. I used to be able to do month math fine, and then this past year I've fucked it up. Like every time I've tried to do it,
No
I don't know what's
month
wrong.
math. Anyways, if there's nothing else that's immediately urgent, if all of our ducks are in a row, the men are being prepared for people to arrive, Bloppletop's going around blessing people, Stewart is working out plans for how to build this teleportation circle, but in the meantime, Osnek knows how to get back, and Malachi can get back in a day with the amulet. Everything is going smoothly. The only outstanding awkward thing is the demon stalking Siobhan. But other than that,
So here's the plan. We put
Yeah.
Siobhan out in the middle of the field by herself.
yes.
We tie a rope to her.
Mm-hmm.
When the demon comes, we pull her in.
Mm-hmm.
We all attack the demon.
Of course.
Yeah.
This will work.
This is a plan where I foresee no casualties.
None.
None.
A flawless plan with no flaws.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Do
Okay.
you think we should have stayed for longer? I might go back the next day.
I mean, you could. What else do you want to do?
There's a 5th level spell.
What's the fifth? What's the?
It's a telepathic bond.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's my soundboard?
Is
You know, I actually have that on. Uh-oh.
yeah, because it's like sending.
Gotta mute it. All
like-
right, it's muted.
quick.
I got it. We're not having a repeat of
I was
last
gonna play
time.
Hotted Boobs. It's a big one.
No, don't play that one.
It's off. It's off. Nothing was
If I
played.
can resist playing that one, you can resist playing.
Goodness. Okay. What was happening? What were you saying, John?
Oh no, I was just saying I'm just gonna send you what if he goes back the next
Yeah.
day, he's gonna spend like 5 hours and take telepathic bond because it will allow the party to be able to communicate. Like he can connect 8 people and they can talk telepathically over
Yeah.
any distance.
Yeah.
So that'll be helpful. Just
Okey-dokey.
not through planes.
All right, cool. We can say that happens. Because then, if everything goes smooth, I mean, we can always, between now and then, let's actually record this. I'm going to actually put it in the campaign chat. Sunday.
If you want us to go up till just before Tuesday, then
Oh, I'm going up to Tuesday.
it's just more training and just more prep, and that's what I imagine. So we've done a lot. Like we fought fires. Like we're firefighters now.
Yep.
We managed to get the amulet, whatnot.
Yeah, I know what's coming.
Uh,
What
we've-
level is Zephyr currently? Is he
Oh,
4?
I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking just for Zephyr. I just mean like overall, just managing the camp.
Uh-huh.
Like Vesper's done a fantastic job. Malik,
Yeah.
Bloppletop has blessed the entire camp several times. It's just really great stuff. So I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm. Let me look at what I got. We got a level 8. We got a level 3. We got a level 4. Level 8. This guy now. Can I kill this guy?
Boom.
Dalrinson.
I'm just gonna deactivate him for now. He was a funny little guy.
I mean,
we're never
whatever-
finishing that story. I like where it ends. I changed my mind. Oh, dweeby little guy.
So I'm trapped down in this cave system with the
Gravity is level 8. Cagliari is level 3. Cat is 5. Light is 3. Meteor is 5. Parts rainy. Okay, here's what's gonna happen.
But they're inquisitive rogue levels, so they count for like a half.
You guys are all, for the most part, sitting at 8. Now, something weird has kind of happened here, where when this campaign was set out, everyone sort of had individual character goals, and you still do to an extent. But they've all merged into one thing, which is this army. It's heavily tied to Malachi. It's now heavily tied to Vesper as an admin. Grodger things are coming to a head from his backstory and in terms of the elves arriving. And then Bloppletup has always been a man of the party, putting the party's needs first. So I am imagining we may pivot to a structure where all the level 8 characters level up as once. I am not leveling you up to level 9 now. I likely will level you up to level 9 soon. There is a chance that if things resolve here, there's a substantial time skip, potentially, which we can discuss. So leveling up is not off the table, but likewise, in that period, it would be nice to get the secondary characters at level 5. Potentially. Particularly, Sable's going to have to get hyper boosted because he will now be, if and however things work out, will be a mainline character. But no level ups right now. Proud of you all. Great job. No level ups right now.
Not for the secondaries.
Not for the secondaries yet. I'd like to get Zephyr to 5, but I'm trying to keep... I would really like to have a solid, definitive set of secondary characters that we could have as a backup party, essentially. Case only 3? That's crazy. He's leveled up so much. That's just crazy. FS is the definitive candidate for secondary for Freeland, obviously. Jacob has options. Malachi, or John, you have options in terms of Siobhan or Zephyr because they could go either way. But I would like to solidify a secondary character for everyone where it's like, okay, if I couldn't play my main character, here's who I'd want to be. And then get them close to the same level, basically level 5. Because Sable could then be in that group or something, and I don't know. We can figure that out. But
Okay,
yes,
I see.
for right now, we're not there yet. Things are about to get very like once the elves come back, there's a lot of narrative stuff that either both opens up and resolves. So I need to wait until after that to see what direction things are going. Which is also why I want to jump to Tuesday. So my current plan then, since I got like 15, 20 minutes before I want to call it, is jump to Tuesday. The gap that we skipped over is Sunday at 12 p.m. to Tuesday morning. So if there is anything that is happening between that time that you're like, oh, I would have wanted to do this or this, you can just write it down or message me, and we'll make sure that is incorporated in. The only other thing I need to look at, I don't know what time. Tuesday at 7 a.m. Okay, perfect. Yeah. It's Tuesday morning. That's when they're coming in. In which case, I'm pretty much ready to jump to them. And we'll say that the camp is set up, the men are ready, traps are set. If you guys want to solidify the traps that you actually have of the types, then I won't play that out, but I will as they get closer. Because then I'll be ready for that next session. That would be good to solidify. Let me actually write that down as a prompt too. Solidify what traps are deployed and where. Okay.
You can't make me solidify that.
I can't make you do much, but we're gonna pick up with these guys for now, which is gonna be funny. Technically, SF is here, which is hee hee. Two of Jacob's characters are here. We have just gone through the Feywild and are trekking. I guess I need to kind of catch everyone up because it feels like forever since we've been here. So quick recap. You were teleported through a series of rituals. There are 4 powerful mages, 8 helmed horrors, a serious number of animated armors, 3 Pegasi, on which 3 members of the Grand Council are riding, and a number of elven warriors who you're escorting, one of which is named Theodorf, I believe, that Brendan's character was making fun of because he's short or something. I don't remember. But there were 2 guards you were talking to. You're currently just making your way towards what you presume to be the camp. What's immediately going to happen is the Sauron is likely going to cast Sending to Malachi and is going to say, we, the Elven ambassadors, have arrived. What are we to expect? Is there danger? Where
It's the
are you?
Sauron. The Sauron's accent has changed. Okay.
Not exactly. He was always Scottish. I don't remember
No,
what it was now.
no, I played him, so he was definitely a little more British.
I don't
I,
remember.
for a second, I thought it was a Lethor. That's why.
No, I just haven't warmed up my Scottish accent, so I'm gonna be all over the place.
Okay. I guess he would ask, is this a friendly envoy?
It can be. But there are rogue elements. They should pose little threat.
If you, gosh, I guess I will stand back. Who are the ones with you?
Okay. Cagliari, Rainy, Tom Sable, Farm Boy.
Farm boy?
4 mages, 8 helmed horrors. What is it, 32? 32 animated armors, 16 warriors.
Okay. I'm passing all of this on to Malik Vesper. I guess we're having a generals meeting, so
Yeah.
Roger and Bloppletop would also be there.
Okay. Cool. Let me assemble you guys. All right. So in terms of who is informed, where is Blubbletub? Wait,
Imagine the campus tense on this day.
probably. What the heck? Okay, he's eating his
I'm
food.
eating.
Yeah. I was like, where'd that boy go? All right, there's Light, there's Osnek. We put everybody back in their places. Okay. This is the crew. This is the meeting. They're physically here. The envoy is going to need to stop. There are ways back. I think Jacob's character is the only one aware of this now. Cagliari and Rainey are body swapped. They know this. The Sarlon directs the camp off. The animated armors take a specific formation. The mages begin casting an interesting spell, and all of the Grand Magician, the Grand Inspector, and the Grand Inquisitor, Grand Magician, Grand General peel off with one of the mages. Some of them enter. 2 Helmpars stand by. Some of the warriors go in, and they create what appears to be a dome around themselves. I don't know if anybody here knows what this spell is. Probably not. None of them are magically inclined enough, except maybe Alethor, who can roll Arcana. No, he don't know what that is.
Rainey has a +7 to Arcana.
You could maybe figure out what spell they're casting. Go for it.
SF would know.
No.
Nat 20 +7.
They are casting Tiny Hut.
Wow.
It's interesting. They're creating a little meeting zone. They are shielding the hut by making it camouflaged within the canopy above. So it looks largely like trees on the exterior. You can't see through it. They're meeting about something. The army peels off. One of the elven warriors steps up, has a quiet conversation with one of the mages, and they immediately point to Cagliari and Rainey and are directing them to move off to the side and follow them.
Question.
Yes.
Now that they're officially in, can I message Rainy?
You can send to Rainey, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, which one would it target?
That's what I was going to ask.
Great question. Let's just wait a little bit longer. I have 10 minutes before 5 minutes before he can cast sending again, because he just casted the Thesaurus, and that's all the time I need for that question to become irrelevant. All right. Rainey and Cagliari were body swaps. On the animated armor set up, just make sure you don't try anything. The 2 mages both begin casting a spell. What they actually do is one seems to be probing Cagliari, and then the other pulls out a thought encoding, and then makes the strand as long as possible, and then links it to Rainey for her to hold. And then they repeat the same process on Rainey. They encode thoughts, or rather, the one mage detects thoughts, probes, the other mage encodes it, and then you're now both holding 2 chains of this thought encoding that they've directed you to hold with each other, just kind of facing each other awkwardly. All right, ready?
Okay.
Both of your characters make wisdom saves.
Oh, jeez. Well, this one's easy. I gotta go find the other one. Big 4.
All right.
Here we go. Wow, they both have +0 to wisdom. And a
Amazing.
19.
Okay, which one's the 19?
I wrote it on Cagliari's sheet, so I guess Cagliari and Rainey's body? Because it's a mental stat.
Yes.
If it was a physical stat, it would be,
So
yeah.
Cagliari and Rainey's body got a 19.
Yeah.
Okay. Cagliari's mind seems to be willing to return to Rainey. Rainey's does not. The mages stop. Whatever they were casting was costly. They're attempting to get the minds to travel along the encoding of thoughts back to the bodies they belong to. Rainey can roll Arcana to try to understand how this spell works. Again, if you desire. You can follow the thought encoding and the detection.
Another nat 20 +7.
Whatever they are doing is some variant of modify memory or something. These are spells that you've read about and vaguely understand, but they're clearly beyond your level. Whatever they're doing, they have a specific way to reverse this issue, and it's like they have a protocol for this. Very interesting. Make more wisdom saves. Cagliari is good. Rainey needs to make another one.
Another nat 20. Would you believe it?
Okay, I kind of
It's
would.
in the log, right?
That's hilarious. Let's pull it up. Just 'cause now that I don't believe you, but that is kind of wild. Is that 3 nat 20s in a row?
No, not in a row because I rolled a 4.
Oh, okay. All right. Then that's not crazy. That's a 1 in 400 chance. That's not that wild with the number of dice that we roll. But if it was 3 nat 20s in a row, I would be kind of shocked. Okay. Rainey's mind finally seems to free itself from Calaire's body, and your memories are guided back into your form, at which point things become a little bit clearer. There's an awkward period in the middle where you are struggling to tell where and who you are, but then suddenly, boom, snap, you're back in your right selves. And the mages look at each other, and then they just nod solemnly, and then they head further off. And an elven warrior walks up. Neither of you speak Elvish, huh?
No. Yeah,
Great.
Rainy does.
Okay.
Depends
He's
on how
gonna.
quick
He's still gonna
movement
attempt to
are.
say in common. You okay?
Yeah.
And he puts his thumbs up. And then he speaks in Elvish. Yeah, they're fine. Which Rainy picks up. Okay. Well, the formation is resumed. You're guided back into place, but other than that, you're at a standstill. It appears that they're still in their little meeting tent, and this was a little issue for you to get resolved before things got too serious. Sable and Aletha are kind of just awkwardly, quietly discussing. What's FS doing?
Wait, who?
SF.
I thought you said FS. I was
No,
like, oh,
smart
wait.
fella.
Well, what is he doing?
Was picking his nose or what?
Chilling.
Okay. He's
His
chill.
hands are in his pockets, leaning back
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yep. Okay. Great.
He doesn't look cool.
No. Absolutely not. All right. After some time, an elven warrior emerges from the front. Two helmed horrors peel off from the back. They begin speaking to Sable. I don't think. Oh yeah, they're just gonna talk to Alethor, who's gonna translate. So you guys overhear them talking about what they're going to do. I'll probably need to talk to Brandon about this, but I'll leave it at that. Malachi, you're sending to Rainy goes through. What are you saying?
I've heard that you've made it back. We look forward to seeing you. Is there anything we need to be prepared for?
Would I know like our ETA or anything?
No. Well, you have been to the camp before, right? So it's been a while. Right?
Yeah, once, but I didn't. I mean, I don't think I put it on the side or anything.
I'm trying to think. Roll nature.
Nature. 19 plus 7 for 26.
You know where these woods are. You're pretty sure that you're somewhere west. You're not sure where. It could be a few hours, but there's no way that you're more than a day's journey away.
Okay. Then I'll say, hi, yeah, we're about a day out, maybe? Thanks. There are a lot of elves with us. And also the satyr. That's exactly 25, I think.
Mhm. Also, sending is 5 minutes from me, don't forget.
Oh yeah, I know.
So,
You're such a special boy.
no, it's just, that, alright, we knew, I guess I'll send again another 5 minutes. We knew about the envoy. Cagliari is one of my main concerns currently. Do you know of their fighting capability?
That fan is doing work.
All session. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Alright.
You're fine. It's fine. I'm trying to think of what to say. I think she mentioned that she doesn't have her warlock powers anymore, but seems to be in pretty good shape.
Thank you. It's helpful.
Okay. Some time passes. Sable and Lethor are discussing, translating. It looks like what they want to do is send a forward party. So they're setting up camp here. From the looks of it, you may not be more than a few hours out. In which case, they're sending scouts. And they're trying to pressure Lethor to go. I don't think he's.
This was what I wanted to ask too.
Mm-hmm.
No, since we knew the day they were coming, would we have been able to send some like Raven spies or just like
Yes.
okay.
In fact, if you would so like, I can have a certain Raven individual appear pretty soon after your sendings.
Okay.
And the Raven will tell you they are no more than 3 to 4 miles out.
Okay. And so I'm just relaying this to everybody at the camp who needs to know.
Yep. Okay. Tentatively, this is where we'll stop. A forward party is being established.
Places, people.
Sable, Elithor, 4 helmed horrors, probably 8 of the animated armors, 2 of the elven warriors in the back line. 2 of the armors will be scouting. The others are going to have a very specific formation. But I think the only people that they're going to bring at the start are going to be Sable and Elithor. Maybe Rainy. Let's vote. All in favor. Wow. 2 for, 1 against. Or no, 1 for, 2 against. Sorry, the Sarlon was batting for you. But the other two said no. And Cagliari, I don't need to vote on that one.
What?
In which case, the forward party is going to be very simple. 8 animated armors, 6 in formation, Sable and Elithor, a defensive barrier, helmed horrors charging the way and directing 2 animated armors as scouts, 2 elven warriors overseeing and making sure the helmed horrors are in check. That is your forward party. And I think we will leave it there, and I will discuss with Brendan, hopefully, before then, or I'll just catch him up on the day. In which case, we're going to call it there. Next time, finally, we will see what happens when the Elven Envoy arrives. All right. I'm going to push the button now.